Warren McKenzie and Bernie Evans coming off the ground for Carlton, and Richard Loveridge and Paul Deere for Hawthorn. They're the interchange players for today. Hawthorn have won the toss and have chosen to kick with the breeze. An advantage, Peter McKenna, of approximately...
Yes, I'd say 2 or 3 goals, Bob. Not a strong breeze, but watching the seconds game, which incidentally that Carlton defeated Hawthorn, they were kicking a lot further down to the main scoreboard end, and as you said, Bob, Hawthorn have that advantage. Surprising to see Richard Loveridge not starting on the ground.
Umpire Rowan Saws, his co-partner today, Ian Clayton. Game about to commence. A very high bounce. Madden wins first tap of the day. It runs wide. Robertson first on the scene. Comes through. A short kick doesn't go far at all. Kicked off the ground by Kernahan. Players diving in from everywhere. Langford comes out with the ball. Tackled too high. The advantage rule allowed. Big Deere. Greg Deere it is. Takes the ball away. Couldn't be taken by Dorotich. His opponent for the day is Brereton. Collins kicks the ball off the ground, doesn't make much distance. The hand pass comes out to Dorotich. He gives it wide, and Carlton, through the agency of Dean, puts the ball across the ground, and it's taken by Robertson.
And already players going in ferociously after that ball. Shane Robertson from half-back flank, looking further afield, and he finds Richard Dennis. Dennis from centre wing, hooks it back towards the half-forward line. Steve Kernahan being picked up by Chris Langford. Now, what will the umpire set a free kick to Kernahan? What for, I'm not exactly sure.
I would have given it the other way, personally.
I think you might be right, Bob. And Steve Kernahan on half-forward flank. A huge crowd here to what's his most important game. And a brilliant mark is taken right at the true centre-half forward position by Kenny Hunter.
Hunter is lined up at half-forward. On replay, we see an excellent mark. Never takes his eyes off the ball, Ken Hunter.
One of the most courageous players in league football, Ken Hunter, and a lot of people felt that he would line up at full back on Jason Dunstall, but that job's gone to Steve Silvani. Now, Kenny Hunter from 45 metres out directly in front. Oh, this won't even make the distance. A shocking kick. Richard Dennis flies, and also Greg Deere. And Deere takes the mark over to Platten. Platten from deep in the back pocket kicks long. It was a poorly directed kick. A bad miss by Craig Bradley, though, being picked up by Rodney Eade. That's not surprising. Russo was caught, and the umpire said too high. Free kick to Peter Russo plus 15 metres.
So Russo comes up in between centre wing and centre of the ground, drives it towards half forward. Brereton got a bad bounce, tapped away by Di Pierdomenico. He's kicked it off the ground. Dunstall in front, can't take the mark. Silvani recovers first, goes towards the boundary line. An educated kick, bounces over the boundary line. Good defensive work by Stephen Silvani.
Well, famous back pocket player many years ago in the great Melbourne era. Johnny Beckwith used to do that monotonously and did it well, and that was a similar type kick.
Madden got the tap down, picked up by Glascott. His kick finds Alvin, and so the long-haired boy from Bairnsdale puts it forward and finds Wayne Johnston. Johnston, recruited from Paran, playing his 171st VFL game. And an excellent play, and that's a lovely marker gained by Hunter. 15 metres. So Ken Hunter comes up towards the half-forward line. Doesn't wait for it. It's on behind play as the ball goes across the ground. Punched away by Abbott. There we are, back with play now. As we see Langford and Kernahan, it looked as though having a wrestling match, but the ball goes wide. Morris takes the mark out in front of Dean, plays on, drives it down towards Curran, 50 metres out from goal. Silvani couldn't take it. Dunstall taps the ball on. Curran gains possession, taps it on in front of him, now gives the hand pass out. Big D is there, hand passes over the top. An awkward bounce, doesn't find Curran. Robertson picks it up. His hand pass missed Silvani, under pressure from Collins. Collins a little bit the quicker, but Silvani forces it over the boundary line. Good defensive work once again.
Well, there's been a couple of badly directed hand passes by the Hawks. There's the season's marks average in favour of Hawthorn over Carlton by 10. There's Wesley Lofts and Robbie Walls on the coach of Carlton with the sunglasses. Perfect conditions here, actually, for football. A little bit chilly, but the ground in magnificent condition here at VFL Park, Waverley. Season's handballs average. You can see how well Hawthorn back each other up. 124 handballs average per game to Carlton's 101. It's on the half-back area. for the Carlton side as they bring it by Nayley right down towards centre wing. A hand pass back to Langford. He's got the big job on Kernahan. Langford towards half forward. The big fister there. Big Madden goes up. It's thumped away looking for Morris. There's Dermot Brereton cleverly out to Platten. Brilliant play by Brereton. Johnny Platten picks it up. He fires a goal. He's missed. Beautiful play, Dermot Brereton, and that deserved a goal.
I did think by the reaction of the crowd that it may have gone through, and that goal umpire signalling 1 point. Stephen Silvani goes short, finds Kennedy. Kennedy towards half-back, and Dorotich takes a nice mark. So John Dorotich. Dorotich, formerly of South Fremantle. Not a well-placed kick. Russo gives the hand pass to Swab. Over the top it comes. John Kennedy, very close to the boundary line. Keeps it close and finds a lovely pass onto the chest of Russell Morris.
Beautiful pass. Morris has been in excellent form this year on the half-forward line. He kicks to full forward. Dunstall punched away, though, by Silvani. Some strong work, all kicking off the ground, and there's Madden. He's caught by Di Domenico, who dives on the ball, hooks it out to Buckenara. He's got it. Lovely hand pass. Clever dummy by Swab. Onto the left foot he goes. Oh, Dorotich has dropped an absolute sitter on the chest. Clever play by Brereton not to grab Dorotich then too. And who's that? That's Peter Curran on the bottom of the pack. And some pretty strong work going on. Some bad mistakes being made, though. A bit of nervousness, I feel.
It's a typical start in the final as the crowd, a very big crowd here today. As Brereton gathers the ball well, has time to steady, a good piece of shepherding. As Brereton goes goalward, and a bad miss that time by Stephen Silvani. A very poor attempt to take the mark.
Well, I said some bad mistakes are being made. That was the worst of the lot. Standing on his own, Steve Silvani dropped an absolute sitter over the back of the pack. There's Ian Aiken, the young fella. Gets the ball straight to Di Domenico, who kicks it goal. A high floater. Is that a free kick to Dunstall? I don't think so, said the umpire.
Was for mine.
And could have been interference against Silvani. There's Dippy. Big task for him today. Hawthorn doing all the attacking at the moment at the 7-minute mark. 2 behinds they are. Carlton yet to score.
Dean gets an awkward bounce. Gets away from Russell Morris. Good attempt to tackle, but he recovers. Dean puts the short kick forward. Punched away well that time by Ayres. Kennedy. Desperate play from both teams, and the ball eventually comes out to Gary Ayres. Ayres steadies, puts it across the ground. It's a woeful kick. Straight into the arms of Justin Madden.
That's another bad mistake, Bob. The kicking skills at the moment are terrible.
Yes, they're not the best as Kernahan dived forward. Got to push him the back, according to the umpire. And delighted Carlton fans, but did he dive forward? And it's Kernahan across towards half forward. Hunter taps the ball down. Elvin's there, tackled by Platten. Too long, according to the umpire. And so Tommy Elvin will come out with the free kick.
I wouldn't be surprised, Bobby, if this game erupts shortly.
Yes, it does give that impression. Hunter! Ken Hunter taking another mark. Now, I think Swab might have been shifted across onto Hunter. We'll see whether Ray Jenke does come back to him as we watch the replay. And the ball comes wide. And once again, Hunter proving a dangerous player so far. Another poor kick. Madden looking for a free kick. Di Domenico's kick off the side of the boot. Hunter can't get back to it. An awkward bounce comes the way of Richard Dennis. Balks beautifully, steadies, drives it long back towards the forward area. Over the back of the pack it comes, and it's forced through for 1 point. Carlton's first score of the game. Langford wasn't too happy with Nayley there.
I think it's pretty silly, though, by Chris Langford to do that.
Could have cost a goal.
Could easily have cost a goal. So
well, that was why he
here it is
remonstrated,
now.
though.
Yes, well,
you don't blame him, really.
I don't either. And, well, there's Ray Jenke on half-back flank. He runs away from Nayley. He hooks it back on the left foot. Oh, good play by young Andrew Collins. Oh, well played. Beautiful football as he gets it to Tuck. Michael Tuck to Brereton. Out he comes. Oh, good play by the champion centre-half forward. Over to Collins. Collins brings it to full forward. He's looking for Dunstall. Oh, brilliant effort, Dunstall. He gets it to Russo. Russo straightens up, a chance for Curran. Oh, it bounces. Curran's got it. Is it a free kick? Yes, holding the man to Peter Curran right in front of goal against Ian Aiken, who doesn't look happy about it. And let's have a look at it. There's Peter Curran. Oh, right over his shoulder. I think the umpire was dead set right when you look at that in replay.
Not a doubt in the world.
Well, here's the kick. First goal of the game coming up. Peter Curran, it's a goal.
Peter Curran, the boy from Canterbury, putting it through. His opponent today, Ian Aitken. Aitken, only 20 years of age, playing in his first final, as it was almost a miraculous mark there by Jason Dunstall. Recovered there by Russo, who puts the ball forward. The bad bounce, and that's why it's a free kick. There's not a doubt in the world.
No, good umpiring. There's Peter.
Hawthorn with the 8 of the breeze, kicking first goal of the game. Platten gets the ball out of the centre, only a short one. It's well taken by Wayne Johnston, driven straight up the ground, but he's kicked. Oh, Gary Ayres looked as though he was completely set to take the mark, and Hunter pulled it from the clouds. Bradley steadies, caught one too high from Platten, and Craig Bradley getting away from them there, right down the ground.
Well, that is one of the most courageous marks. This is the Bradley one. There's the free kick. I think he staged it a bit, but it was there. I think he got him in the head. But I think that mark of Hunter was one of the most courageous and brilliant marks you would ever wish to see. And he is in scintillating form, is Kenny Hunter at the moment. Craig Bradley, big part to play in this game today is Bradley from right in front of goal. There's the kick. It's a bad one. We must remember, though, the Carlton are kicking into the breeze. And at the moment, we have a goal the difference. Hawthorn on 1-2, a total of 8, leading Carlton on 2 behinds.
The short pass comes in. Just went too far for Rodney Eade, but he recovers okay. Drives it up towards centre wing. Collins coming out, tried to dive to take it. Swab picks it up. Hand pass towards Deer, who thumps the ball forward. A free kick would have been, no, it has been paid, so it'll come back to Peter Swab. The advantage rule not being allowed on that occasion, as Alan Jeans up in the corner of the screen, having a close look at the situation with team manager Alan Joyce. So Peter Swab will take the free kick. The league sponsors, Speedo. Swab puts the ball forward, and Curran coming in behind Di Pierdomenico takes the mark. He's got Brereton down short. Doesn't choose to put it towards Brereton though. Buckenham in front. Dunstall couldn't quite take it. Elvin picks the ball up. Hand passes across to Robertson. Robertson gives the ball on, and we find Carlton through the agency of Gleeson coming up towards the centre. 2 bounces now. Platten in pursuit. A shocking kick from Gleeson straight across the ground. Hunter out in front of Jenke. Has plenty of time. 1 bounce from Hunter. Now steadies. Puts the ball towards the half-forward line. Abbott in front. Couldn't take the mark. Nailey forces it forward. Kennedy comes across and puts it over the boundary line.
Good play by John Kennedy in defence to head for the line as the rain tumbles down now out here at VFL Park. And as I look to the distance, I think we'll get 1 or 2 showers during the afternoon. All the umbrellas are going up. The ground itself in perfect condition as the ball is on the half-back line for Hawthorn. Umpire Ian Clayton will come in and bounce it. 13 minutes gone, first quarter. Not a lot of scoring so far, only 1 goal the difference. It's going to be tight and hard, I think, as we see Carlton with a chance on half-forward with Gleeson. Can't get his boot to it, was grabbed. It could have been a free kick after he disposed of the ball. Michael Tuck, the evergreen Michael Tuck, gets it to Andrew Collins, over to Rodney Eade. Eade heads for the boundary line. The umpire might have said that was a throw, did he? I think he did, and the free kick will go back to half-forward. There's a shot at the crowd with the umbrellas, and it is a free kick to Carlton on half-forward as the ball is brought up towards centre half-forward. It's grabbed by Gleeson, a hurry kick towards the pocket. Kernahan and Langford. Langford gets it cleverly. Back to Kennedy. Play on. It would have been a free kick anyway to Hawthorn. Kennedy up towards Di Pierdomenico. He's got a helper there in Big Greg Deer. Cleverly done by Deer. Knocks it on to Swab. Swab's caught. Gets in the hand pass. Well done to Platten. Platten on centre wing. Off he goes, the little fella, and he kicks it long and wide. He's up towards Dunstall. A great attempt. Rhys Jones comes in to back up Silvani, and away comes the half-back flanker and brings it to centre wing where Tommy Elvin takes a good mark.
And that should also have been a free kick to Jason Dunstall there. He was pushed in the back when chasing, but Elvin plays on, comes forward and gives the ball to Richard Dennis. Dennis The boy from Perth, East Perth in fact, has had a fine start this year, his first season of league football. Satori's in there. Couldn't get the ball clear. And another newcomer, Peter Satori, Swan Districts in Perth, as we see Kernahan and the Langford backing away. Season's tackles average there. 50 metres out. Abbott and Satori. Satori wins it, but it's taken by Kennedy. Long hand pass. DP Domenico had it forced away from him. He was hanging on to Glascott there. It must be a free kick to David Glascott.
And I think Dippy made the mistake of playing for the free kick then instead of attacking the ball, Bob, and I think it came unstuck. There's Glascott from half forward towards the full forward line. It's a mark. It's a beautiful mark. I think it's Sartori right in front of goal. It is Peter Sartori, the West Australian, ducked back over the top of Paul Abbott, a little nudge, and back he went in the goal square to take the mark. And if he kicks this goal, which he should, scores will be dead set level. Peter Sartori from Swan Districts, and he has kicked it.
Scores a level, 1 goal, 2 apiece. And there's Peter Satori, as the replay will now show. Glascott putting the ball forward for Carlton after receiving a free kick. Little nudge in the back, getting away with it, but it's a mark to Peter Satori and his first goal in a finals match. Satori's stats for the season. Centre bounce. Free kick going the way of Carlton. So big Justin Madden will take it.
I think coaches must hate that, Bob, when players give away free kicks like that. It's just an easy kick. Oh, Abbott, a very good mark. But in the meantime, I think it was a free kick to his teammate and Chris Langford. It is at half-back. Langford normally does well on Kernahan. Langford right out towards the half-back line. A chance for Peter Curran. Hasn't got much backup support there. Nailey was there to back his teammate up. Gets away from Dippy Domenico and hooks it back towards the pocket. Greg Deers playing an excellent first quarter. A wobbly old punt kick towards half-forward. Brereton over the back. Oh, good tackle was made on Glascott. Play on, said the umpire, and now he's found a free kick, and it will go Hawthorn's way for holding the ball, and it goes to Buckenara. The lead has been made by Dunstall. Silvani is there, and Dunstall, that's going to be a great contest. Little Platton's there also, and it's forced to the line, and the rain is coming down in bucketfuls now. Dippy Domenico is hobbling around behind the play. Very heavy rain now. So this will make conditions very difficult for the players. Dorotich ducked the head and went in after it. Slippery ground, slippery ball now, and you can see that rain on screen at the moment as umpire Ian Clayton will bounce it on half-forward flank for Hawthorn.
Yeah, it's very heavy rain at the moment, Pete. Season's frees average. Carlton receiving more frees as Justin Madden gets a kick straight over the boundary line on the full. So Di Pierdomenico will have the chance of proving his fitness at the moment. He doesn't look too good as he's taking the ball. Really hobbling about. And hooks it. Be close to the boundary. In fact, it has gone over on the full. So we'll find Carlton coming back from the last line of defence with a free kick to Stephen Silvani. Silvani from the back pocket. Towards the half-back position. Madden in front. Slippery ball. Saw him miss it. Hooked over the shoulder by Buckenara. Punched away, though, by Dorotich. Over the line it goes. And so both teams all over the ground. Quite even at the moment. And scores are exactly that after 18.5 minutes. 1 goal to 8 points apiece.
Well, I think scoring is going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be tight and hard. There's Brereton slipping over. Gets it back to Platten. Oh, clever knock on, looking for Buckenara, but Carlton doing well in defence down there. They're battling away. Now it's Dippy again, as he's got it. Oh, gee, nearly got run through. Grabbed by Jenke. An ordinary kick, but it comes off as it goes to Eade. Eade up to Brereton and Dorrit. Oh, 2 Carlton players collided. Then an Aiken comes away with it, and the kick finds Richard Dennis on half-back flank. Off he goes. He's got the loose man out wide in Bradley. Oh, gee, this is a chance. The breakaway move for Carlton as Bradley runs to the wing and brings it to half-forward. Kernahan and Langford And that'll be a free kick to Kernahan. I think he dropped the mark anyway, so it was a bad free kick given by Langford there.
Yes, so Langford wasn't to know he was going to drop the mark, as he did drop it before he was actually tackled. But it's Langford across towards centre-half forward. Tuck, oh, lovely marks of Michael Tuck.
Well, he was pushed out, Bob, but he kept his eyes on it, didn't he?
15 metres. And that brings Tuck up to centre-half back. He doesn't worry about it, though. Elvin is Tuck's opponent today, going everywhere that player goes. A bad bounce for Brereton. Oh, traps it beautifully. Coughs one too high. Should have been a free kick to Dermot Brereton, but it's called play on. Robertson puts it forward. Missed by both players. Abbott comes out, takes possession, hooks it towards the centre of the ground. Couldn't be taken by Bradley. Beautifully tapped on by Russo, and Rodney Eade accepts the ball. Puts it wide. Too far for John Kennedy. David Rees-Jones comes out. Thought about the hand pass. Now elects to hook it towards Glasgow on centre wing. Glasgow with a hand pass over the top to Peter Dean. Dean gets an awkward bounce. Di Pierdomenico did well to take it off him. It comes out to Di Pierdomenico. He's knocked too high, and Di Pierdomenico will get the free kick.
Oh, he's a good bloke to watch, Di Pierdomenico. A very colourful player as he gets it out to Russo, who is as honest as the day comes, as we see Russo on the left foot up towards Kennedy, and that's a good mark. Kennedy started off on the back line. Have you picked
Morris
up where
has
he's
gone
playing?
on to Hunter.
Right.
Jenke has switched across onto Dennis, and John Kennedy has gone to half forward.
Well, that is excellent coaching by Alan Jeans, because Kenny Hunter was really killing him up forward, and well, Morris and Kennedy can certainly play either end of the ground. Now here's John Kennedy. There's a long raking drop punt. It's close. Is it a goal? Yes.
John Kennedy kicks his first goal of the game, and it's Hawthorn 2-2-14, leading Carlton 1-2-8.
Well, I personally think John Kennedy is a better forward now than he is a backman, so I think it might work to their advantage, Bob.
Well, I can remember one, I think it was a finals game at the MCG when John Kennedy kicked about 7 goals. And it was a superb half forward that day. John Kennedy's stats. John Kennedy, veteran of 13 finals games, a very experienced campaigner. Gleeson puts it forward. Jenke taps it away. Back into the centre it comes. A pack of players there. Tuck, Elvin, two opponents for today. And Carlton put Glasgow onto the wing to mind Di Pierdomenico, and Elvin to go everywhere that Michael Tuck did.
21, almost 22 minutes gone. First quarter, a very tight, tense game at the moment. You can really sense the atmosphere here at the ground. Two great rivals in recent years, as we see Peter Russo at the bottom of that pack. When they last met, Hawthorn won by 1 point. In fact, they got to about a 3 or 4 goal lead, and Carlton came back at them in the dying minutes of the game out here at VFL Park. There's Deere, straight to Johnston. Johnson hooks it to the pocket. Sartori, well done, Abbott. But there's Kernahan, back to Sartori, over to Gleeson. Oh, smothered beautifully by Gary Ayres. In goes Russell Morris. He'll go to the line, no doubt about that one. And
should have been a free kick to Morris.
In fact, he thought it was too, Bob, Russell Morris, but Ian Clayton didn't think so. It's deep in that forward pocket. Greg Deere against Sartori. Over the back is Bradley, and Wayne Johnston gets a hurried kick. Oh, there's Hunter off the ground, right across the face of goal, right across the other side and over the line, about 25 metres around from the behind post. 23-minute mark. First quarter, 1 goal the difference. 2 goals, 2 to 1-2. As we see, it could have been a free kick almost to Abbott. Play on, said the umpire. There's Michael Tuck, who's in everything as usual, to Peter Russo. Russo hooked that back brilliantly to Curran. It was a clever kick, that was. Over to Platten it goes. And Johnny Platten looking dangerous, an ordinary kick. But it was meant for Brereton. Chipping in was Di Pierdomenico. He kicks to Dunstall. Dunstall, Silvani, that was cleverly done, the tap away to David Rees-Jones. He gets himself into a bit of trouble, gets his boot, the ball out to Dorotic. Dorotic and Brereton. Oh, Brereton, brilliant play. What magnificent football. Oh, top play, Brereton. And Silvani, oh, push out against Silvani to Dunstall.
Not a doubt.
And I'd love to see that one again.
Oh, no need to see it again. Watch it now.
Let's see the push. Oh, very slight nudge, in fact, but Dunstall made sure the umpire saw it. And Jason Dunstall, what great play a moment ago by Dermot Brereton, the champion centre forward. Jason Dunstall kicks a goal, and It's a goal.
Well, as Peter did call, that goal really set up by Dermot Brereton, coming from behind his opponent, and that, of course, being big John Dorotich. Brereton just slid past Dorotich, gained the ball magnificently, gained his feet, and then drove the ball forward, and that's where you saw on replay now why Dunstall got that free kick.
There's no doubt about Dunstall. He is a strong player and plays in front, Bob.
Look at the physique. Back at the centre, Abbott's in there this time against Satori. Satori puts the ball wide. Richard Dennis and Bradley, both players collide, and Tuck comes across the front. Michael Tuck, a hand pass out to Ayres. Tuck having much the better of Elvin so far in this game. The long kick comes to Buckenara, trying to get the hand pass in. It's against Rhys Jones. Got the hand pass out though. Platten comes forward. Was it a push? Now he gets the hand pass out to Kennedy. Gives it back to Collins. Collins goes onto the left foot, comes across the ground, and Brereton takes the mark.
Well, Brereton is killing Dorotich. He is absolutely killing him at the moment. And I think they'll have to make a move quickly there too, because Dorotich has got the fumbles today. He's dropped an easy mark on his chest, and Dermot is looking very, very good. There he is, the champion centre-half forward. He's tough as old boots. He is Dermot, and he is kicking from the 50-metre mark. Oh, it's a shocking kick. He tried to get too much distance and hooked it across his body and out of bounds on the full.
I was just thinking that Dermot Brereton's made that number 23 famous at Hawthorn. Well, but he did kick it. When he kicked for goal, then it was just like that other bloke who used to play there.
Yes, well, but he was a great player, that other number 23. What a great captain he was for the Hawthorn side. Don Scott, as the ball is on half-back flank. And we see David Glascott bring it towards the wing. We're into the time-on period by a minute. It's kicked away towards half-court. Kenny Hunter has dropped that one. That's the first mistake he's made today, Hunter. Good play by Jenke. Over to Ayres, to Langford. Oh, good play, Chris Langford. Playing in front of Kernahan. And he's on top of Steve Kernahan. He's worrying him at the moment. He's got the loose... Oh, he ignored Kennedy. He had the loose man if he wanted to give it. And Langford, the long kick. Brereton flies from behind. There's Michael Tuck, cleverly to Curran. Good play, still got it, Tuck. Out to Platten. Platten brilliantly hooks it back. Oh, marked by Silvani right in the line. Great play by the fullback.
I thought Brereton gave a free kick earlier than that, but we find Rhys Jones now with a long hand pass. Lovely hand pass to Kennedy. Kennedy puts the ball on towards centre wing. It's Eden Bradley, and it's a beautiful mark to Craig Bradley. Bradley's on centre wing. Got Glascott short in towards the centre. Glascott wanting to play on immediately. Gets around Abbott. And David Glascott from the centre of the ground towards centre-half forward. But Greg Deere, who's playing a superb game, Pete.
Played a top game, Greg Deere, and he's got great mobility, Bob, and he's got the loose man out wide in Dipier Domenico. He had Platten, he hit the wrong... Oh, now he got it to him. Brilliant play, Dippy. I thought he'd missed him, but there's the short pass. There's Dermot again. Oh, a diving attempt. But I don't know whether that was good play to lead right out there to the boundary line, Bob. They could have gone straight for home, Johnny Platten.
Probably would have been okay if he'd taken the mark,
yeah,
but
I suppose so.
It was still going wide, and it would have been an excellent kick to kick it from there.
I think they would have been better off going for the square there, as we see Curran doing the ruck work. It's fisted away. There's David Glascott. Under a lot of pressure, Carlton, but Tommy Alvin crashes his way through the half-back line. Onto the left foot to Steve Kernahan, and a good mark by the big centre forward right on the quarter-time siren. And at quarter-time, in a very hectic first quarter, Hawthorn lead. 3 goals, 2, a total of 20 to Carlton, 1 goal, 2, 8.
So a 12-point lead to Hawthorn at the quarter-time break. Alan Jeans coming down to address his players. I think both coaches would be fairly pleased with the quarter's effort. And there's breeze, even though the rain has probably caused the breeze to drop a little bit. It's still a couple of goals advantage, I would say, Pete.
I think Hawthorn look a bit more dangerous up forward than what Carlton do, Bob. But other than that, it's been a pretty even, tight contest and a 2-goal advantage down that end. But Hawthorn usually don't worry about win. They just go with their handball and backing each other up straight up the ground. It won't worry them, I don't think, Bob. And at quarter time here, we see Hawthorn with a 2-goal break. 3 goals, 2, 20 to Carlton, 1 goal, 2, a total of 8.
An excellent crowd here at VFL Park. I would say approximately 70,000. Pete, what would you think?
Yes, I would say 60 to 65,000, something like that. It's very difficult to judge out here at Waverley. There's Ian Clayton about to bounce the ball. I think this will be a pretty torrid quarter coming up.
So I have that feeling as well. Carlton kicking with the aid of the breeze. Approximately a 2-goal breeze. Rain has stopped here as Michael Tuck playing an excellent game. It would have been a free kick to Hawthorn anyway. Tuck brings it away. Rhys Jones puts the ball down. His opponent today is Buckenara, and so far Rhys Jones has done an excellent job. Robertson, a quick hand pass through to Nailey, who drives it towards half forward. Lovely mark to Steve Kernahan.
Well, Chris Langford didn't think it was a mark. I think you're right, though, Bob. It was a mark, and so that's what umpire Saws thought, Rowan Saws. He and Ian Clayton doing the job today. Now, Steve Kernahan, as the sun is now shining here on the ground, up to Sartori, who almost took another good mark. He's still in there, the big fella going after it, and Gary Ayres, and Ayres heads for home and knocks it through for a behind to Carlton. So that takes the Blues on to 1-goal-3. Hawthorn on 3-2, as you'll see Gary Ayres, safety first, heading over the line with the ball. Sartori looking quite dangerous up there around the goal square with his marking ability. Peter Swab, half-back flank, runs away and gives it back to Ayres. Get to see him play a poor finals game, Gary Ayres. He is a real good player. Out wide to Dipier Domenico. And the Brownlow medalist brings it to Peter Curran. Ian Aikens caught a mile behind on this occasion. Went the ground with that one, Curran. Kicks it up, looking for Brereton. Buckenara caught behind Rhys Jones. Oh, cleverly done, David Rhys Jones. Away he goes with it, kicks it wide, but Rodney Eade will lead the race for the ball here. He's got some... Oh, gets a shocking bounce, which allows Madden to grab it. Greg Deere is there, and the umpire's found a free kick to Madden.
How could you reach Madden's shoulder?
Well, Greg Deere might be able to. Well, there he is, Justin Madden. We'll see this in replay. It was a very high tackle, a silly tackle that by Rodney Eade. Now, Justin Madden sets it up. Sartori against Abbott. Abbott, oh, good mark. Yes, a very good mark. And that's a top contest.
VFL officials have just informed us approximately 65,000 people.
Yeah, Pete. Well, 65,000, a good crowd, and not surprising. Carlton with a huge following. Hawthorn, not so big a following, but little Johnny Platten, he was a good quarter. Played a good quarter in the first quarter and starting off well in this quarter. Platten towards half forward. Aiken goes for the punch. Probably could have taken the mark on that occasion. Tuck has been an excellent player and is forced over the line by Alvin, so it'll be a throw in on centre wing with Hawthorn leading 3-2-20 to Carlton 1-3-9, or is it a free kick? No, it's a throw in.
Michael Tuck indicating to umpire Clayton that it should have been a free kick in his opinion, but not forthcoming as Madden gets the front position, gives it down to Nailey. Nailey missed that one though. Eade tackles him. Platten's coming in, almost took the ball away from Rodney Eade.
Well, so far Platten's doing a lot more work around the ground than the Carlton small men, Bob.
Certainly is, and there's the Hawthorn interchange bench, Richard Loveridge and Paul Deere. In the second semi-finals, Hawthorn have played 11-1-7 as the loose ball tapped on by Peter Dean. He goes after it, but a free kick has been found, and it'll be taken by Craig Bradley. Bradley, formerly from Port Adelaide, in his first season was equal best and fairest last year. Off the hands of the pack, Russell Morris first on the scene, pushed in the back by Hunter, but able to get the kick in, runs close to the boundary line. Robertson first on the scene for Carlton. Onto the left foot, hooks it towards half forward. Over the top comes Sartori, couldn't take it. Smothered off the boot of Kernahan by Tuck. The loose ball comes out to Elvin. Well tackled by Platten. Good play, John Platten. And now he comes out of it with a free kick. Excellent play by John Platten.
It was fantastic play by Platten, and he is playing a very, very good game. Now, let's hope Tuck is out on the ground, and let's hope he's not hurt because he's one of the best players on the ground. Oh, there was a bad pass. A shocking pass for Hawthorn there as we see Nailey pick it up, and from 45 metres Mark Nailey fires a goal and misses. So Carlton move on to 1-4-10, still trailing the Hawks on 3-2-20, but Carlton doing all the attacking so far in this quarter. A long kick comes out from Gary Ayres looking for Paul Abbott, and a very even contest, that one. Peter Sartori and Paul Abbott, similar in build, I'd say similar in ability too, Bob.
Yes, I find to agree with you there, Pete, as Hawthorn leading this match by 10 points. Dia came over the top. It could be a tackle too high or in the back, whatever way you like. And Shane Robertson will come out with the free kick. Umpire Rowan Saws there, indicating that one. So Robertson, free kick downfield. Hunter was being held behind play, and
well, that's foolish play, Bob, by Russell Morris. If that's the case, to give a free kick like that away right in front of goal.
Oh, you probably don't expect to be caught. That's the whole point.
That's true. But he's played a great game, Kenny Hunter.
Kick from Hunter. Looks good from here, and Ken Hunter kicks his first goal.
Well, I don't think Alan Jeans will be very happy at all, because that ball was about 70 metres from goal with no chance of a goal, and then a goal was handed on a plate to Kenny Hunter. He's been a great player for Carlton, came from Claremont in Western Australia, one of the most courageous players, one of the best high marks in league football, and he's not a big man, only about 5'11 and a half, Bob, I think.
The last couple of years has been very, very unlucky with injuries, and hasn't played the... Ken Hunter hasn't played the number of games he would have liked in recent years because of injuries, but he's proving a thorn in the Hawthorn side today as Di Domenico kicks the ball off the ground up towards half forward. Rhys Jones slips. Brereton comes in over the top there of Rhys Jones, and the umpire coming in to indicate that he'll bounce the ball as Dermot Brereton and Rhys Jones, both fiery types.
It's interesting that they aren't playing Buckenara in the centre this week, isn't it,
not.
Bob? Do you think he's playing there?
No, I said...
I'm saying it's interesting that they're not playing him there after his brilliant performance last week.
The hand pass from Di Domenico. Collins gives it on to Buckenara, who hooks it over the shoulder. Good play by Silvani, a lovely mark. Good defensive work again. Over the boundary line on the full, unfortunately. But it's a good duel down there. Stephen Silvani and Jason Dunstall.
Look at this, that was beautiful use of the body by Steve Silvani, but it's a free kick out there to Rodney Eade. Now, can Hawthorn get... Oh, that's a free kick to Brereton, in my opinion. He was hipped out before the ball was anywhere near them then by Dorotic, and he's very lucky to get away with that.
Well, you can't do that because the ball... The rule says 5 metres, and the distance, time it takes for a ball to travel 5 metres is absolutely zilch.
The whole point is he put Brereton right out of the contest. He had no chance of taking that mark, so it should have been a free kick. Oh, Brereton puts down, let's see who it was. It was Nayley, in fact. And I think Dermot's not happy about that decision a moment ago. And, well, there was nothing much in it. He just shoved him over. But
shoved him in the chest, actually.
Exactly. There's not too much wrong with that. But there's half-forward bloke. That's good umpiring to call play on. Gary Ayres. Johnny Platten looks very, very dangerous. Langford, a long, long way from up on the back line, and he puts it out of bounds on the full. He's followed Kernahan right up to the, in fact, Hawthorn half-forward flank. David Rhys-Jones doing well on Buckenara.
It might be a deliberate plan of Carlton's to bring Kernahan up the ground, and that leaves Hunter at centre half-forward.
Well, here's Nayley. Oh, brilliantly done by Mark Nayley. Gets onto the left foot. Oh, terrific smother by Ayres. But Nayley kicks it to Gleeson, and a good diving mark, Adrian Gleeson at half-forward flank.
So Adrian Gleeson, 60 metres out from goal. Number of leads, gets the short one, goes out towards Satori, can't quite trap it. Abbott putting the pressure on, very close to the boundary line. Kept in play, Platten comes across, a quick hand pass on to Swab. Swab dubbies beautifully, try to get the hand pass to Kennedy. Dia does give it to Kennedy. A shocking kick though, goes straight to Nayley. Nayley puts the ball long, down towards the forward area, off the hands of the pack. Abbott's there, he was held, called play on as Ayres comes away with the ball, drives it forward, and it's straight into the awaiting arms of the big fellow, Justin Madden.
Hawthorn are doing brilliantly in that last line of defence. They're very strong and determined. There's Kernahan, and Langford punches it away from him again. Oh, scooped up straight to Glasgow. That was by Rodney Eade. He hooks it back. And Peter Russo, gee, they're playing well in defence, Hawthorn. And I think Carlton seem to, besides Hunter, they lack a bit of mobility up deep in that forward line, Bob.
So Peter Russo. Hunter's the only effective forward so far, as it bounces away from John Kennedy. Over the line it goes. Well, he's trying to pick up whether Kennedy is still on the forward line. I think he might be ruck roving and changing with Michael Tuck.
It's terribly hard to tell these days.
From the throw-in, Nayley takes it, tackle, loses it. and is penalised accordingly. Play on. The advantage rule allowed. Kennedy couldn't take the mark. It comes through to Dermot Brereton. Tapped on. Buchanara puts it out. Collins forces it forward. Kennedy's there also with Collins. Elvin comes in to lend support. Well tackled. I thought he had the ball. Reece Jones probably a little bit fortunate there as Di Pierdomenico's tackled. Loses possession. Elvin forces it forward. Bradley comes across the front of him. Gains possession. It's off the side of the boot in towards the centre. John Kennedy couldn't take the mark. Back towards Kennedy. The hand pass accepted now by Jenke from the centre. It's a shocking kick again. Bradley's there for Carlton. Taps the ball on. Gathers it brilliantly and now finds a lovely pass out there to Shane Robertson.
Well, Hawthorn's field kicking is nothing like their normal style as we see Robertson bring it to half-foot and Kenny Hunter again. A brilliant mark by Hunter. He can kick it to Madden. Madden leads. Greg Deere ducks back and nearly a mark to Madden. Oh, Gary Ayres is playing a ripper game in defence as he gets it to Langford. Well, Langford went the wrong way, but he lucks a fortune. He had a man out there in Morris to give it to. He had to go on the other way. They would have had a loose man right round the wing. A shocking kick again lands in the hands of Aiken. Over it goes to Nayley and then to Elvin. Elvin wide to Johnston. And Carlton going the long way home, but at least they've got possession. There's a short pass. It's a shocking pass by Wayne Johnston to Dennis. And the kicking skills today on both sides are very, very poor.
Carlton's starting to play quite well at the moment, Pete. They're, I think, got the better of Hawthorn in this last few moments of play, but Hawthorn still leading by 4 points, 11 and a half minutes into the second term. Throwing in, forward pocket. Satori looking for a free kick as Nayley snaps towards goal. He's offline and 1 point comes on the board. Nayley's second point of the game.
Well, a brilliant attempt that by Mark Nayley on the left foot. He screwed it back beautifully, but not far enough. They're under enormous pressure down there, the Hawk defence. There's Alan Jeans and Alan Joyce, the manager and the coach. The big fist away was in fact by the Carlton player in Peter Dean, and it went over the line. Or was it Glasgow? It was Glasgow, in fact. Madden against Deere. In my opinion, Deere's got the honours there. There's a hand pass coming out to Johnston from Dean. Johnston on the right foot fires a goal and puts it out of bounds on the full. They're doing all the attacking, but that Hawthorn defence is putting them under enormous pressure.
Yes, but they are doing the attacking, and Carlton's defence doing quite well in this quarter. Hawthorn, in fact, have not scored, and 12 and a half minutes have gone as Russo puts the ball forward. A bad bounce that time for Collins, and Elvin wins possession. Across towards centre half forward. Hunter up high. Punched away by Abbott. It's well taken by Aitken. A couple of dummies. Straightens up from 55 metres out. Down towards goal it goes. Abbott couldn't take it. Off the hands of Abbott, and it's through for 1 point. So you could say that that was kicked by Ian Aitken. Gary Ayres about to bring the ball back into play for Hawthorn. Ayres goes straight up the centre of the ground. Di Pierdomenico, 2-3 grabs. That's a mark for mine.
I would have paid that too, Bob. I agree with you. He was the man who had his eyes on the ball. Whether the Carlton player got a touch in between was the debatable point. Dippy 1, 2. Oh, I think you'd have to pay that, wouldn't you?
No doubt about it, as far as I was concerned. The bounce, 55 metres out, just wide of centre half forward. Madden got the tap. Russo accepted it though, and now he gives it across to Langford. Hooks the ball up towards the centre wing. Aitken does well. A hand pass wide, looking for Reece Jones. Breaks the first tackle, got the hand pass in. Bradley and Aitken both collided. Then Elvin takes possession for Carlton. Drives it towards half forward. Too high for Jenke. Johnston comes in, tackled, and over the line it goes. A throw-in to take place. A little bit fortunate, Johnston.
He had no hope, and he was the meat and the sandwich, and two Hawthorn players came at him in a beautiful... What's this? There's Ayres and Jenke, and Ayres, I tell you what, when he tackles you, you're really tackled. And Gary Ayres is playing a fantastic game in defence. A lovely hand pass out to Robertson was by Dean. Touch of the fumbles, though, by Shane Robertson. Caught. And that could have been holding the ball. Nayley runs out of bounds with it, and it's on half-forward flank, and the throw-in will take place. But that Hawthorn defence, very, very strong, as you see the cameramen, and there's plenty of them out in the boundary line trying to get maybe another mark like that of Warwick Cappers of last week, Bob.
I don't think you get too many of those.
Incredible.
Justin Madden preparing for the throw-in. in the front position. Deere won it on that occasion. Comes back to Nayley. A hand pass across to Gleeson. And a shocking kick by Adrian Gleeson. Offline, 1 point. So Carlton go to 2 goals 7 to 3 goals 2.
Well, they've continually attacked. We've been going 15 minutes, and I reckon they've attacked for about 13 of those 15 minutes, and they're just not putting it on the board. So Wayne Johnson's got it now on half forward. He screws it back. Here's a chance. Abbott, is it a goal? No. Wrong side of the post, I feel, and 1 point. So that's 2-8. Look at that. 10 shots to 5, and scores are dead set level. 15 and a half minutes gone of the second quarter.
And in this quarter, it's been 7 scoring shots to 0. Justin Madden taking a lovely mark, caught one a little bit high, and Justin Madden, a 15-metre penalty, as we watch Madden take the mark, and that was where it was, and that's why he got the 15-metre penalty.
Rather silly play. That could cost a goal, though, against Hawthorn there.
So Justin Madden, vice-captain of Carlton, coming from Essendon. A very, very tall player. Easily the tallest player on the ground as Di Pierdomenico stands alongside Glascott. Madden will be kicking from about 45 metres out. Scores level at the moment, 20 points apiece. Plenty of distance, but no accuracy, and it's 2 goals 9, I'm sorry, to 3 goals 2. 1 point the margin in favour of Carlton.
But I think it's a good sign for Carlton that they're having plenty of use of the ball and are really controlling the game at this moment. They're not putting it on the board. Those Hawthorn centre line and half forwards have to work a bit harder, I think, Bob, as we see Nayley playing for the free kick, still got it. And now the umpire's going to say, well, he played for that free kick for about a minute there, Mark Nayley, and the umpire eventually gave it to him in that forward pocket. Let's have a look. He's in control of the ball, not a free kick yet. In fact, very lucky to get it in my book, but still.
Ticky Touchwood.
It's a very ticky Touchwood one when you look at that replay. I thought Nayley was staging for the free. I don't think he really deserved it. As we see Nayley from 45 metres, kick it, goal, across the face again, and then yet another behind on the board. So the Blues are on 2-10. Nayley's kicked 3 points, 3-2 Hawthorn, and yet 12 shots to 5.
Adrian Gleeson, who's just come off the ground, having a word on the phone to Robert Walls probably, and Evans on for the first time. As Dean was up, puts the ball down, but he gave away a free kick, and Hawthorn's Peter Curran will take the kick.
A few ironical cheers there, Bob, by the Hawks supporters.
Short passing towards the centre. Rodney Eads there. He's got Russo short. Goes to that player from the centre of the ground. Peter Russo puts it out in front of Buckenara. Punched away by Rhys Jones. First on the scene was Dunstall. A push in the back to Dunstall. Missed by umpire Saws.
Oh, that's a shocking. That's a very poor effort by Rowan Saws. That was a definite free kick to Dunstall. Look at that. Oh.
Throw in.
Fair dinkum.
Midway between half forward and forward pocket. Madden gets the ball down. Well taken by Rhys Jones. The hand pass out towards Robertson. Robertson offloaded. Tuck kicks the ball off the ground. Goes after it again. Forces it forward. Kennedy's there. He carries the ball over the boundary line. And so we'll find a throw in almost an identical position. And that will be midway between half forward flank and forward pocket.
I think Peter Curran is going to come off the ground and Paul Deere on in the moment. I think that's a good move. Peter Curran not suited by the slippery conditions and not quite doing enough at the moment. As we see Alvin and Bradley combining. Bradley, a high floater up towards the centre wing, or could have been a free kick to Kernan. He was hipped out. Kenny Hunter, the star for Carlton, kicks wide. Gary Ayres has been sensational. Look at that use of the body. Fantastic play, Gary Ayres. He's in trouble though, but he gets his boot to it. He gets it out to Jenke. Jenke towards the pocket. Johnny Platten leads out. The little fella's got it. And he's got it at the 50-metre mark. Johnny Platten, what's the betting on them getting a goal here after all that attacking by Carlton? Oh, that's 15 metres against Rhys Jones.
That is stupid.
Well, it's a mark to Buckenara, and this is going to be brought about 12 metres from goal. Now, let's have a look at this in replay. Mark, and he had taken the mark. I suppose he had to make some attempt, but he did push him in the
He
back.
had already taken the mark. It was a hard kick as it was, and to bring him 15 metres closer from there was foolish, in fact, stupid play.
Well, fair enough, Bob, as we see Gary Buckenara. He kicks. Oh, is it close? In fact, it's a goal.
Well, I think you did call it, Pete, because you said that after all of the attacking that they did do, as Reece Jones and Dunstall have a few words.
Isn't that amazing that Carlton, you can see Jason Dunstall getting very steamed up. Should have received a free kick a moment ago, but it's amazing. Carlton have attacked all quarter. Hawthorn go down there once and kick a goal.
Well, Peter McKenna did say in the call that it was possible that after all that attacking by Hawthorn, and by Carlton, I should say, Hawthorn get it forward once and now find themselves 4 points in front. 12 scoring shots to 6 in favour of Carlton, but Hawthorn with a 4-point advantage.
Well, I don't think it's a good sign, Bob, that Carlton have controlled the quarter and yet Hawthorn are in front of the scoreboard. I think that's not a good sign for Carlton, actually, as we see Bradley getting plenty of kicks. The rain drizzling down at the moment. The big fist away comes to Aiken, attacked by Paul Deere. Oh, Cheeky slipped in. Now a chance for Evans. Oh, great play, Greg Deere. Tremendous play across to Peter Swab. He goes wide to Rodney Eade, and the Tasmanian, or former Tasmanian, takes it on half-back flank.
So Deere playing a superb game in the ruck for Hawthorn. It's Rodney Eade putting it into the centre, punched away, picked up and driven forward that time by Big Abbott. Reece Jones takes it away, a hip and shoulder though, got rid of Reece Jones. Paul Deere tackled too high, and he'll take the free kick for Hawthorn. Deere coming on the ground to replace Peter Curran. So Paul Deere with the left foot puts it forward. Dunstall, but it's DP Domenico coming across in front.
Bobby, it's amazing. That's how good Hawthorn are, that Carlton have absolutely dominated this quarter. Madden's come off and Mackenzie on. And yet Hawthorn, they just battle away down there in defence. They take it up the forward line, and now they're a chance to get their second goal. Robert Domenico, what's this in replay? Getting away from Glascott, strong mark. Right in front as he kicked it. It's a good-looking kick. It's a goal.
First goal of Bert Domenico, and it's amazing how those wingers can just read the play and drift down the ground. And on what I thought was going to be a mark to Jason Dunstall, we see coming across the front, Bertie Domenico, and there's no doubt about that one.
Well, I think that Carlton really need Kernahan firing if they're to win this game. I think he's the key to the whole game. He has to fire, and at the moment he's not doing much. Well, they're sneaking away 10 points at the 23-minute mark of this second quarter. It's kicked off the ground by Eade. Oh, good play by Brereton, good use of the body, and Paul Deere goes in. Aiken's there for Carlton. Oh, here come the Hawks again. It's grabbed by Russo. He hooks it back. Domenico punches it away to Kennedy. Some strong work going on there as Carlton head for the boundary line. And Hawthorn getting into that gear that we well know they can get into, Bob, that when you think they're in trouble and all of a sudden they just bounce back. And there, Justin Madden on the boundary line, giving him a break. I think he's been beaten today by Greg Deere. Deere's playing a terrific game. Nailey, half-back flank. And the umpire calling him on. Now all the players stopped. And then he called him on, paying the advantage. Up it goes towards half-forward. Peter Swab, caught. Kernahan playing for the free kick. He was caught by Langford. Langford goes in after an umpiring Clayton.
I thought that was a free kick to Kernahan.
It could easily have been holding the man, and umpire probably saying that he was lying over the ball. But Ian Clayton on centre wing about to bounce it. 24 last two meetings, Hawthorn won by a point and Hawthorn won by 45 points. In fact, they've got a tremendous record against Carlton in recent years, Hawthorn. There's Ian Aiken. He was caught. Johnny Platten grabs it. A hurry kick towards half-forward. Domenico. Oh, what a mark! Oh, what a brilliant mark by the Brownlow medalist, Robert Domenico. Courage personified, that mark, Bob.
One of the marks of the year, mate. It's running the wrong way, spinning around at the last minute, puts it wide to Dunstall. Dunstall balks, thinks about the hand pass, now hooks the ball over the shoulder towards the forward area. Kennedy punches the ball away. Brereton's there two players go to the ground. Call play on as Platten picks it up, snaps towards goal, and Hawthorn get another.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Hawthorn are a tremendous side. They were down. They weren't playing all that well. Carlton dominating. Johnny Platten grabbed it in the pack there just by sheer strength. All the Hawthorn players combined. What's the strength in this pack? As Dunstall gets it back. Now Brereton gets in there. So does Kennedy. They all dive in there. Platten grabs it out of the pack. Bang. Goal. And Hawthorn are getting away again.
Johnny Platten, who kicked that goal to put Hawthorn 16 points in front. Tuck couldn't gain possession. And umpire Rowan Saws comes in to indicate that he'll bounce the ball once again about 5 metres wide of the centre circle. 25 and a half minutes have gone in the second term. 22-38 in favour of Hawthorn. Deer up high, got the tap down, tapped it on again. The tackle goes against Carlton. Platten taps the ball on, picked up by Swab. The hand pass to Russo. Russo's kick off the side of the boot. First there was Reece Jones. The long hand pass, not taken that time by Aitken. Deer comes in, Paul Deer that is. Robertson picked up. He and Reece Jones almost collided. Tapped on by Carlton, but it's picked up. No, it's not picked up by Russo. Gets the hand pass out. Could be a free kick to Carlton though, and it'll go the way of Craig Bradley.
Well, umpire Clayton having plenty to say there. Some wrestling going on. Paul Deer has been throwing himself in ferociously. He's the brother of Greg, of course. There's the kick by Bradley. Up to Kernahan, who couldn't take the mark. Some strong tackling going on. Russell Morris goes in hard after it. It's at half-forward. Michael Tuck, tremendous captain Tuck, as he hooks it back. Paul Deer. Satori's there. A bit top-heavy, Carlton, I think, particularly up forward. There's Alvin now. The umpire's paid the advantage. Again, the player stopped as Alvin fires a goal and misses. So Carlton have had some shocking misses in this quarter. 2-11. 23 to Hawthorn, 6-2, 38.
1 goal, 9 to 3 goals for the quarter. From full back, the ball comes towards Di Domenico, punched away by Glasgow, taken by Swab, over the top to Eade, onto Morris, and Hawthorn go forward from the boot of Russell Morris. Kennedy, 1, 2, 3 attempts to take the mark, but he gets good support from Buckenara anyway. Buckenara steadies a high kick towards Jason Dunstall. Dorotich comes across the front though to take a timely mark in defence. And John Dorotich goes for the short pass. Robertson in front, punched away by Russo. Oh, Tuck almost trapped it beautifully. Tapped it onto Platten. Platten loses possession. Satori taps it wide. Hunter first to the on the scene. Picks it up well. Hooks it down towards the half-forward line. Abbott from behind couldn't take it, and he tried to punch the ball away, but Warren McKenzie takes a nice mark.
He had no one to kick it to. Langford and Kernahan. Oh, Kernahan and Johnston. Play on, said the umpire. No mark. In goes Bradley. Bradley's got it. Punches it away, and the Hawk players, 2 and 3 players, come in on top of him, and brilliant defence by Hawthorn again. And they really are strong in defence, Bob, as we see players pushing and wrestling, and there's plenty of feeling out there. I wonder if the umpire's going to pay a free kick. He is to Hawthorn for some undisciplined play, I would feel. And Gary Ayres has been superb in defence today. He is a great player, a magnificent finals player, Ayres, as he kicks wide. Paul Deer and the other Paul. This is Abbott. And Abbott's kept Satori under check today. They had a good game against Michael Byrne for the Swans last week as Abbott brings it towards Brereton. A free kick. No, said the umpire. There's the siren to end the second quarter. A very eventful second quarter. They had their chances, Carlton, as you can see by the scoreboard. 2-11, 23 the Blues are trailing the Hawks at half-time, 6-2, 38.
10 scoring shots to 3 for the quarter, but Hawthorn's 3 were all right through the centre, whilst Carlton could only add 1 goal, 9. Kenny Hunter going off the ground, and I was very impressed with the performance of Aitken in defence for Carlton during that quarter. Dermot Brereton much quieter that time than he was in the first term, and at the other end of the ground, a great defensive work there by Gary Ayres. He was an absolutely excellent back pocket player. No matter when the ball came down, Ayres, Jinky and Langford there. Langford keeping a tight rein against Stephen Kernahan has made it hard for Carlton. But Carlton did have their opportunities, as 1 goal, 9 would indicate. 10 scoring shots to 3 for the quarter, and it's just not quite good enough to put those goals on the board. And they did have some easy shots too, Pete.
Oh, they missed some sitters. Some of them were rushed, but a lot of them were easy shots running in towards goal. And but that's the pressure normally that Hawthorn puts you under. They're 2 and 3 players around the ball all the time, and they're forcing Carlton into error. And they need Kernahan to start doing something. He's the key to their forward line, and if he doesn't fire, I think Carlton can't win this game. And at the moment, he's being beaten by Langford.
They are winning the ball, though, Carlton.
They're winning the ball well, and but Hawthorn, you think they're in trouble, and all of a sudden they bounce back. But I think their forward line looks a lot more dangerous than what Carlton's does.
Well, half-time scores here at VFL Park. Carlton, 2 goals 11, 23 points, trailing Hawthorn on 6 goals to 38. Thank you very much, Ken. Third quarter about to commence here at VFL Park. Approximately 65,000 people, and it's Hawthorn by 15 points. Deer playing an excellent game against Justin Madden. Been well on top throughout today's game, Pete.
Yeah, not only in hit-outs, round the ground, he's shown a heck of a lot of agility for such a big man, and he's been a terrific player. And Gary Ayres down in defence, he's been, as usual, he's just a superb finals player, Ayres.
Another centre bounce. Big pack of players in there this time. Deer again gets a tap. Runs past Kennedy. Got an awkward bounce. The hand pass came out to Russo. That was a hand pass from Dean. Kennedy puts it out in front of Dunstall. That's a beautiful pass. Now, that was a lovely piece of disposal.
Oh, that is magnificent football, that by Hawthorn. And look at the Kennedy's pass here. Look at that low trajectory drop punt. Magnificent lead by Dunstall. And he's been well held today, Jason Dunstall. In fact, he's only kicked 1 goal. And Steve Silvani has done a superb job on Jason Dunstall, but he's right in front as he kicks it. Goal, no doubt about it. It's another one to Jason. That's his second.
2 goals to Jason Dunstall, and that's an excellent start by Hawthorn. Alan Jeans would be delighted with that. Naturally, Robert Walls would be overjoyed. Carlton in the second term did all of the attacking to add 1 goal 9, and Hawthorn 3 straight kicks with 3 goals on the board.
Well, that'll give him a lot of confidence too, Dunstall. Look at that kicking though, 2-11 to 7-2, but sometimes that's not a true indication of how the game is progressing. Hawthorn have played it equally as well, if not better than Carlton, and they've got a little bit more class up forward. There's Jenke getting it to Dippy Domenico, a hurry kick down forward. Carlton will really have to do something quickly and not let Hawthorn get that normal run on they get in the third quarters of games. Out wide went that kick. And now, was it on the full? It was, so it's a free kick to the Hawks, and they look pretty good at the start of this quarter. There's that man, Gary Ayres, with the socks down.
I think Alvin has gone on to Di Domenico, and Glascott onto the ball.
Well, there's the ball down at half forward, and the Hawks have got it through Brereton. He played a superb first quarter, and then was held in the second quarter by John Dorotich. As you see that, a free kick, 2 Carlton players interfering there with Brereton. He brings it to half forward, Dunstall, Madden, and Madden chips across to take the mark. He gets it across further afield to Nailey. Nailey played a very good second quarter. Shocking kick straight to Di Domenico. That was meant to be a long kick, but it drops short. Paul Deer heads to the ground, gets in the hand pass. Dorotich grabs it, kicks it away. Grabbed by Collins. Collins for Hawthorn, straightens up and hooks it back towards the pocket. Dunstall in front, tremendous use of the body. Is a chance for Kennedy, a hand pass to Brereton. Now, is that a goal? I think it is. Platten.
2 goals to John Platten. A little bit of a mistake, but it was a great piece of play. Hawthorn applying pressure. Brereton couldn't quite take it. Platten does, right on the line. Just got boot to ball, and 1 goal. And Platten again has been an excellent player.
Well, the goal umpire in perfect position for that. It'll be good to see that again. John Kennedy gets tackled by Silvani. And we don't see it.
23 to 50. Madden gets the ball down, intercepted by Swab. The hand pass across to Di Domenico, tackled from behind, but got the kick in up towards half forward. Dean couldn't take it. Platten intercepts, brilliantly does it. Brereton the ball there, onto the chest of Brereton. Hawthorn running hot at the moment. 8 goals, 2 on the board. They've kicked 2 goals in 4 minutes of football. In fact, it's only just over 4 minutes now, so 3.5 minutes of football is on replay. Platten brilliantly gets the ball out, puts it in front of Brereton to take the mark. Back live as Brereton puts a beautiful kick forward. A great goal.
Well, you can see why Johnny Platten is favourite for this year's Brownlow medal, and Hawthorn are on fire in this quarter. Brereton kicked the goal, but it was a great play of Platten as he burst out of the centre. What's this in replay? As you see, Peter Swab and Dippy Domenico. Dippy is tackled by Kernahan, gets his boot to the ball. Down it comes to half-forward. Now Platten puts his body in, grabs it, off he goes, sees Brereton, a little chip pass across, and sets up a certain goal.
Deer gets a hand pass in, it's smothered, comes to Elvin. Elvin drives the ball up towards centre half forward. Satori couldn't take it. Hunter comes through a beautiful blind turn. A nice hand pass to Evans, who goes goalwards. Evans' kick bounces in the square, runs the right way. It's a great goal.
Well, it was a great goal, as you called it, Bob, but a little bit of luck involved. I thought Langford felt he was going to get there, waited for it to bounce, couldn't quite get to the mark, and a beautiful leg break went through for goal. Look at this one, Bernie Evans. It was a great goal. Let's give credit. Now, what's the bounce? Bang, a leg break backwards and through for a goal, and Carlton badly needed that one. Well, 29 plays 56. That might give the Blues a little bit of heart, because Hawthorn have dominated this quarter. There's Peter Swab on the bottom of the pack as normal, and once again Ian Clayton will come in and bounce it. So the difference at the moment is 27 points in favour of Hawthorn. We've been playing 6 minutes into this third quarter, and a worried looking Robert Walls and the former great Carlton fullback Wes Lofts in the background. Wayne Johnston to Hunter. Oh, beautifully taken off the pack. This is by Bradley, and Bradley fires. I think it was touched by Abbott. Great effort by Paul Abbott. That last line of defence, although there was a certain goal coming up to Bradley, and yet another behind on the board. Look at this in replay. Probably Sartori could have done a little bit of shepherding there, Bob.
Possibly so, and it wasn't a great kick. Didn't cover a lot of height, as it's beautifully tapped back by Deer, picked up by Swab. The hand pass coming across now to Russo, puts Russo under pressure, but Russo's equal to the occasion, gets it forward. Swab has it taken away by him by Tuck. Tuck's kick up towards half forward. Brereton couldn't take the mark. It comes to Kennedy, has plenty of time. Platten telling him to touch the ball on the ground. Collins takes it, tripped, called play on as Buccaneras there. Tried to tap it out towards Platten, couldn't do so. Beautiful tackle. Buccaneras kick comes towards Rhys Jones, who taps the ball on. Silvani first on the scene. Nice piece of shepherding by Rhys Jones. It's close to the bit. No, the ball coming back. It'll be a Rhys Jones free kick.
David Rhys Jones free kick. The Carlton supporters saying that should have been advantage played there, but the umpire took it back. Nailey's got it in the back pocket. He's been one of Carlton's better players. Wide he goes to Dean. Carlton all of a sudden realising the urgency now of the situation. They have to score a couple of quick goals, as we see Robertson up towards Hunter. Oh, brilliantly played, Kenny Hunter. He gets away from Russell Morris. The lead's made by Bernie Evans and Steve Kernahan. The pass was bad. Langford gets it and takes it over the line deliberately. Will the umpire pay it? I don't think he would have taken a courageous umpire to pay that, but I think it was deliberate.
Well, there was nothing else the man could do, though.
But you can't just walk over the line with it, which he did. I mean, you've got to try and make some attempt to keep it in. I don't think Langford did, Bob.
And give away a goal to the opposition.
Oh, well, naturally, I wouldn't have done it.
Wayne Johnson snaps towards goal. It's hooking back, and the goal umpire indicates it's an excellent goal.
A top goal, that one to Wayne Johnston, as we see them, Carlton fighting back. 36 plays 56, 20 points the difference. Have a look at this in replay. Sartori, a magnificent hit out to Johnston, who on the right foot, and he is a great competitor, Wayne Johnston. What a top goal that was, and brilliant play by Sartori, brilliant ruck work.
Wayne Johnston, originally recruited from Paran, has had a fine 171 games with Carlton. Centre bounce. Deer wins it. Intercepted by Nailey, who's doing a good job, even though Platten's been superb. Di Domenico taps it on. Paul Deer Gets the hand pass up. Couldn't be taken by Eade. Able to force the ball forward. Kennedy and Bradley now. Bradley tried to take it but couldn't do so. Loose ball comes to Aitken. Picked up by Paul Deere. Gets the lead from down there, and Dunstall couldn't quite trap it. Over the line it goes. So a throw-in to take place midway between half-forward flank and forward pocket for Hawthorn, with Hawthorn on 56 points, a 20-point margin over Carlton on 36. Jason Dunstall, Stephen Silvani. Serge, of course, was his father. Evans, short kick. Elvin first there. Di Domenico forces it over the line, though. And so a throw-in to take place. Half-forward flank for Hawthorn. 9.5 minutes gone in this third term. Tommy Elvin, number 31. Di Domenico, number 9. As Madden got the tap, but it's intercepted by Kennedy. Up towards the forward area, Dunstall and Silvani. Hunched away by Silvani. A throw-in to take place. Forward pocket for the Blues. 10 minutes into this third term.
And a classic confrontation going on up there between Silvani, a young star on the upcoming, as we see Warren McKenzie, number 45, coming on the ground. Of course, Jason Dunstall against Silvani.
Richard Dennis off.
Very good full forward. Richard Dennis hasn't had a good day, Bob. A very quiet day, in fact. That Carlton half-forward line has not fired today. Mick Kennedy from the back pocket brings it up, looking for Kernahan a long way from the half-forward line. Oh, Di Domenico, brilliant play to Andrew Collins, who picks it up and brings it to half-forward. Kennedy was there. Some desperate play going on by both sides. Elvin dives on the ball, hooks it out. Oh, kicked off the ground by the Carlton side, I would think. That should be a Hawthorn free kick. And I think it will go to the Hawks, yes, on half-forward flank to Di Domenico or Platten, one of the two. A definite free kick, that one, to Hawthorn. They're just not sure at the moment who's going to take it. Platten, in fact, is eventually going to take it. Now, players are ducking back to the square. Dunstall's there. Brereton's down there also. Brereton from behind, but the kick is long and has been hooked through by John Platten for 1 point. So the Hawks move on to 9-3-57, leading the Blues 4-12-36.
David Rees-Jones will bring the ball back into the play with a short pass, finds Bernie Evans. Being told that he's clear. Evans puts the ball wide out in front of Wayne Johnson, too far out in front, in fact, and over the line it goes before Wayne Johnson could even touch the ball. And so scoring shots now 14-12, a little bit closer, 13-8 at half-time. Madden couldn't quite take it, tried to grab it. Bernie Evans kicked, not a long one. Eade punches the ball away from Bradley. Paul Deere got the hand pass in, went after it again. Hand passes out. Kennedy takes it, but it's a throw according to the umpire, and it'll come back and go to Carlton. Bernie Evans with the free kick. Evans puts it over the centre wing. Kernahan up, taps the ball on, taken by Ayres. Tried to come through, cocked one too high though, cocked that right in the face. And so Gary Ayres will take the free kick.
He's a good player, Ayres. Tremendous play. Didn't take his eye off that ball then. Oh, Mark, no. Didn't hold it long enough. Hunter. Some good shepherding went on there by the Blues. There's David Rees-Jones, a chip pass to Evans, who's having a pretty good quarter. And a deliberate 15 metres by Robert Di Domenico. No doubt about that, to give his defenders time to get back and pick up their men. Evans, he'll set it up for Kernahan. Langford's had him well covered, and again, brilliant play by... That is a disgraceful decision, that by Ian Clayton. We had a magnificent view of that, and that was just strong play, that was, by Langford. And he's played a free kick to Kernahan, who was out-bustled. Off they go. Over to Elvin. Elvin lines up for goal. He hooks it slightly, but McKenzie flies. Or is it Madden? It's Justin Madden in the pack, and has marked right in front of goal.
On replay, we see the mark taken by Justin Madden, but very, very fortunate to get the free kick that was paid by umpire Clayton to Stephen Kernahan, who then put the ball down short to Elvin, and it was Elvin's kick that Justin Madden marked. So Madden kicking from 10 metres out, puts the ball forward, and it's a nice goal.
Well, a good mark by the big fellow. He doesn't take a lot of overhead marks, but this is an impressive performance by Carlton in this quarter to be able to come back as well as they have. There's the mark by Madden, and Greg Deere caught a little bit out of position, and drifting across the pack was Madden, and with his great height pulled in a very handy mark. And the Blues in the past 5 minutes have really lifted their game and are playing well. .42 plays 57, so it's a lot closer now as we see Madden against Deere. Oh, Johnston rode that beautifully in a hurry, kick down towards the forward line. Morris marks, and it's not very often today Kenny Hunter has been outpointed. There's the kick out wide to Gary Ayres. Played a tremendous game. He kicks wide looking for Russo, but Aiken ducks back to take the mark. And they're playing well, the Blues, at the moment. Aiken, off he goes, a hand pass. Oh, bad hand pass because he was covered, Michael Kennedy. But he comes back to lend a hand, Aiken, and on the left foot kicks wide. A brilliant attempt. No mark, said the umpire. Kernahan was grabbed after he'd disposed of the ball. So it's a free kick to Steve Kernahan on
Robertson's in trouble.
Yes, Robertson goes crashed to the turf. There's Hunter. And is it another mark? No, as Cubby kicked out of the pack. Bradley, no mark, said the umpire. Greg Deere ducks back, and there's a lot of pressure on out there now, Bob.
Yes, the 15-metre penalty will be paid, but Greg Deere's not waiting for that. He races away, puts the short pass in and finds Russell Morris. The hand pass finds Abbott, who's completely clear. Steadies, puts the ball out in front of Brereton. No mark, but Brereton butters up, goes in there again. Still there, Brereton. Try to tap it back, tackled too high, and he'll take the free kick right in the centre of the ground.
That was magnificent play, Brereton. Bobby had 3 to beat.
And did do it well. Dermot Brereton. An awkward-looking kick and a good mark under that one. It was a hard one to take, but Ian Aitken did it well, and he's played a fine game.
Yes, he is a very promising young player, Ian Aitken.
Di Domenico up high, almost a good mark. Dunstall tried to kick it off the ground. Through comes Deere, but a free kick has been found to Carlton, and so we'll find that we'll come back and be paid to Tommy Elvin. Elvin, no, it's going across to Stephen Silvani. He hand passes to Elvin. Across the half-back line, Elvin swings it across in towards the centre. No mark taken, tapped on, Swab couldn't take it. All Hawthorn, though, as Rodney Eade picks it up, well smothered by Jones. And no mark that one, called play on. I did say it was Johnston, but it's Morris now who comes away with the ball. Excellent defence, 2 bounces and he loses a tackle from behind. Called play on, Tuck picks it up, breaks through beautifully. Magnificent play by Michael Tuck, puts a long kick forward, punched away by Silvani. A good piece of football, but players stopped. It'll come back and it's Carlton to take a free kick. Bernie Evans must have caught one behind play. And so it'll come back to Bernie Evans. Doesn't look too bright at the moment, Pete, and I think you'll be okay.
I think he's livened them up a bit, though, Bernie Evans. He's made
done well
a
in
big
this quarter.
difference. 5 kicks.
So Bernie Evans, not far from the point of the centre square. Looks like he's bleeding from the nose. Evans puts the ball forward, but oh, that's a good mark. An excellent mark taken that time by Chris Langford. 15-metre penalty being paid. He's kept a tight rein against Stephen Kernahan.
Oh, he's beaten Kernahan well, in my opinion, and they really need Kernahan firing, Carlton.
Brereton, that's a glorious mark. Dermot Brereton, centre of the ground. Puts it wide. The lead coming out there from Dunstall. Punched away again by Silvani. It's been a great duel. Dunstall comes back. Backhands it off the ground. Could be a free kick to Hawthorn. Kennedy got pushed in the back by Kennedy.
He's played a fair game, Bob.
Done a good job.
John Kennedy's an honest player. He
doesn't know how not to play well, does he?
They've got plenty of players like that, Hawthorn. John Kennedy, half-forward flank. He breaks the tackle. He gets his boot the ball. Can someone take a mark for Hawthorn up there? Brereton's there, and Buckenara, who has been fairly quiet. Gary Buckenara has been well held today after playing a brilliant game in the centre last week. 18.5 minutes gone in the third quarter, and this throw-in will take place right in front of the Hawthorn goal. There's little Platten in there, and Johnson's there for Carlton. Would he get a kick push in the back? I think he did. And Ian Clayton will pay that kick to Wayne Johnson, who's really lifted in this quarter. Played a very quiet first half. Bradley has had many, many kicks today. He's deep in the back pocket. Gleason's made the lead. Now, Abbott and Sartori. Sartori is the big leaper. Greg Deere. Madden. Now he's lying over the ball. So the umpire called play on that occasion. Good umpiring as we see Eade on the left foot. Oh, Rhys Jones lost it in the sun, I think, as we see Kennedy, a hand pass to Aiken. Aiken hurriedly brings it back towards centre wing. Peter Russo waits at the back. It's Hawthorn surrounding the ball. The Carlton players go in after it too, and Ian Clayton will come in and bounce it on centre wing.
Rodney Eade to give the ball across to umpire Ian Clayton. Richard Loveridge is on the ground for Hawthorn. Madden wins the tap, a big one, thumped it wide. Jenke in the front position, can't gain possession though. Over the boundary line it goes, so the throw in this time will be on centre wing members' side of the ground. Warren McKenzie of Carlton, number 45. Ray Jenke, number 1 for Hawthorn. Madden got the tap down. Glasgott's short kick comes forward. Hunter leads in the race for the ball. Got it down to Elvin. Elvin a hand pass over the top. Sartori took it, couldn't go forward. Elvin does, tapping it forward. Coming across as Evans. Can he take possession? No. DP Domenico's there. Goes across the ground. Danger. It's kicked off the ground. Good play by Langford once again. Loveridge is there for Hawthorn. His first kick of the game. It runs past Paul Deere. Doherty leads in the race for the ball. Missed it. Kicked off the ground by Brereton. The pack starting to form. Aitken got it out to Johnston. Johnston's kick comes wide and Nailey's completely clear. Has time. Steadies, puts the ball down. Kernahan got into the back of his opponent and it'll be a free kick to Chris Langford.
Well, Langford has thrashed Stephen Kernahan today, in my opinion. And they really do need Kernahan firing. He is I've said it all day, he is the key to Carlton, in my opinion. If he fires, Carlton would win this game. But at the moment, he's being well held. That kick from Loveridge was a shocker. Straight into the hands of Warren McKenzie, and 15-metre penalty. But Carlton have played a much better quarter in this quarter. Up it goes to Nailey, and Nailey marks at the 50-metre line. Alan Jeans, well, he doesn't show a lot of expression, Alan Jeans, but he must be just a touch worried because Hawthorn started this quarter kicking with the breeze. Absolutely in brilliant form. Nailey, 12 kicks and 4 hand passes. There he goes for the big booming torpedo. Doesn't quite get onto it. Madden, is it a mark? No, said the umpire. Punched away to Russo. In they go after it, right in front of the Carlton goal. Bradley's there, but umpire Rowan Saws says it's my ball and he'll bounce it. 42, plays 57, so that's 15 points the difference in favour of the Hawks.
Which is exactly what it was at half-time. Both sides kicking 3 goals, 1 so far in this quarter. Tackle too high against Richard Loveridge, so he comes out with the free kick in the last line of defence.
It's good to see Loveridge out there, Bob.
Yes, and does appear to be moving quite well. He hand passes across to Russell Morris. He favours the drop punt to drive it long and wide. Aitken and Paul Deere, both players jostling. Neither player can gain possession. It's over the line. And 2 fine youngsters, those two, Paul Deere and Ian Aitken. Hawthorn's all-time record. In recent years, it'd be a lot better average than that because a lot of those losses were when Hawthorn first came into the VFL. Rodney Eade puts the ball forward. Kennedy should get the free kick for Carlton, and that's exactly the way umpire Clayton sees it as well. So Michael Kennedy puts it long. Sartori was up, but Morris got into the back of Hunter, and so Hunter a free kick. The advantage rule allowed. That's ridiculous. It comes wide. Can Elvin take it? Comes through the hands. Langford, the hand pass up to Ayres. Ayres gives a long hand pass. Kennedy on to DP Domenico. He's got one in the centre, and that's Loveridge. Loveridge now gets the left foot forward, up towards the centre-half forward position, and Doherty takes the mark.
I couldn't believe the umpire allowed that play on before, Bob.
Neither did I. As Kennedy gets the hand pass, puts Doherty under pressure, almost a throw. Brereton puts the tackle on. The loose ball tapped on this time. Elvin comes in, taken away by Nailey though, hooks the ball over the shoulder. John Kennedy's there for Hawthorn, and he takes it. Hand passes immediately to Paul Abbott. Abbott's kick off the side of the boot, straight into the arms of Mark Nailey.
Shocking kick by Abbott. Nailey's been an excellent player. To Elvin, and this is a good, tight, hard contest now. Kenny Hunter, a brilliant mark in front of Morris. He's been a star player today, Kenny Hunter, and great to see. The former Claremont champ, 11 kicks and 2 handballs, 6 marks, and He took one sensational mark earlier in the game with sheer courage. To Bernie Evans. Evans to Kernahan. He leads out in front of Langford. And Chris Langford is outpointed for about the second time today by Steve Kernahan. A lovely lead. Good pass. He didn't have much chance then, Langford. Now Kernahan will kick from about 40 metres on a fairly acute angle. Remembering a little bit closer to goal, he kicked the winning goal against North Melbourne a few weeks ago. A very vital kick, this one. They would only be 9 points behind if he kicks this goal. And they've got their adrenaline going. They have played pretty well in this quarter, the Blues. There's the kick by Steve Kernahan. A beautiful goal.
An excellent goal by Steve Kernahan. A real pressure goal. You do not see many better goals than that one, Pete.
No, that was a top kick and a great camera shot of that one. As we said, he's been fairly quiet today. A lovely pass by Bernie Evans. He's made an enormous difference to Carlton since coming on the ground. And Kernahan now at full forward. And Langford in his normal position at full back.
Robert Walls was walking around the boundary, getting ready for his three-quarter time address. We're into time on. Madden gets the tap down. Wayne Johnson's kick smothered. DP Domenico grabs it, puts it forward. It runs past Platten. Naily a hand pass taken by Glascott. His kick floats towards the half-forward line. Jenke's there to take a timely mark across that half-back line. So it's Ray Jenke of Hawthorn. Puts the ball in towards the centre. Brereton up before acceptances. Platten takes it, tried to break through, couldn't do so. Morris, Brereton I should say, forced it out to Swab. Swab puts the short pass in and finds Peter Russo.
I think a goal here to Hawthorn would be pretty handy, Bob.
Russo puts it out wide, well trapped by Dunstall. Dunstall 60 metres out from goal. Went with a short one, but it was beautifully smothered that time. That was brilliant defence again by Steve Silvani, and that's been a great duel.
Well, I think they're looking for Dunstall far too much at the moment, and invariably he's been down there about against two Carlton players, and he certainly needs some help, and he gets up limping in that pack. He needs a lot of help down there. He needs someone to come past for a few hand passes. Aiken's caught with the ball there, and the umpire, I think, said he was tripped. Aiken right deep in the back pocket, but Carlton, a very good quarter this by Carlton. There's Dunstall in trouble. Might have an ankle injury, I think, as we see it come up towards half-back. For Carlton, that is. Nailey's been an excellent player. A hurry kick lands in the hands of Ray Jenke. We've been playing almost 27 minutes in the third quarter. John Kennedy, he was off. Yes, and the umpire said exactly that. Hand pass from Dean. Oh, cleverly done by Abbott. And Abbott goes in to grab it again. He can't do so. He gets it to Di Domenico, who gets it to Swab. Swab with a long hand pass to Eade. Eade back to Abbott. Brilliant, brilliant teamwork that by the Hawks. But look at Dunstall can't move. Dunstall cannot move. They'll have to take him straight off the ground, and that could be very costly, although they've got Curran on the bench to come on, a similar-sized player.
Well done by Steve Silvani. Gets a pat on the back from his teammate, Robert Walls, and Shane Robertson in the corner. But look at Dunstall just hobbling away. He really must have twisted over on that ankle as Madden punches it forward. It goes over the boundary line again. 48 to 57, 9 points in favour of the Hawks, 27 and a half minutes into the third term. And Dunstall just hobbling off the ground. Madden from that free kick puts the ball forward, punched away by Dean. Silvani's there coming down to meet his opponent, who will be Peter Curran, just coming on the ground to replace Jason Dunstall.
Well, a handy replacement because he can play anywhere on the forward line, Bob.
The strength of Hawthorn, I think, as the short kick comes forward by Gleeson. John Kennedy. And the hit-outs today, 28 to 15 in favour of Carlton, but around in general play, well, Greg Deere has been a better player.
Well, every final we've seen, the side that's been losing has had the most hit-outs.
Bradley was sliding in there. Or was it a free kick to Brereton or not, as Doherty's got rid of him? Dermot Brereton.
I don't think too much would worry.
Well, it was a free kick.
A definite free kick.
The umpires have missed some bad ones today, I think. Gleeson. There's the siren, and at three-quarter time, it's Carlton 6 goals, 12, 48, Hawthorn 9-3, 57.
Well, the start of that quarter, Hawthorn were in brilliant form as we see Paul Deere having half his jumper ripped out of his back. Wayne Johnston having plenty to say in there of Carlton, and the umpires cooling things down. But three-quarter time, 6-12, 48 Carlton, Hawthorn 9-3, 57. So it's a 9-point advantage to Hawthorn. There's Dermott, who's going to play a very vital part in this final quarter. At the start of the quarter, Hawthorn absolutely dominated for 6 or 7 minutes with a couple of very quick goals, and it looked all over bar the shouting. But Carlton, to their credit, came back hard, and they really did dominate the last 12 minutes of that quarter. And we're in for a ring-a-ding last quarter. Three-quarter time, Carlton trail by 9 points, 6-12, 48 to Hawthorn, 9-3, 57.
We'll be back after this break with highlights of the third quarter action on second semi-final day 1987.
Umpire Clayton signals the start of the final term. Approximately 30 minutes of football left. 9 points the margin in favour of the Hawks. No clear tap from the centre, but it was mainly to Hawthorn as Russo puts the ball forward, punched away by Dorotich. The loose ball, though, picked up by Paul Deere, now wearing number 59. Deere's kick goes down towards the forward pocket. Buckenara comes out, being told by Loveridge just where he stands. Hook over the shoulder, and it's taken there by Richard Loveridge. Scoreboard in the background, 48 to 57, 6-12 to 9-3. As Richard Loveridge goes towards goal. He's hooked it too far, though. So far, in fact, that it's out of bounds on the full.
Well, that's where Richard Loveridge has got to improve his kicking skills. He's kicked very, very poorly since coming on the ground. I don't know whether that knee injury's got anything to do with that, but it was a shocking kick. He should have set that up to the goal square at this vital stage of the game. The first goal, very important, as Eade gets it out to Russo. This is where the Hawks look dangerous. Russo brilliantly hooks it back. It's a mark, though, to Peter Dean. And Dean at half-back, a long hand pass to David Rees-Jones, who nearly runs into trouble. He kicks it to centre of the ground. Paul Abbott. It's been a fair play today, too, for Hawthorn. Abbott, as he kicks it off the side of the boot. Michael Tuck, oh, tremendous use of the body.
Beautiful mark.
It was a great mark by Tuck. He arched his back, stuck his backside out, and the Carlton player had no chance whatsoever. Tuck up towards full forward, and that's a beautiful mark, too, by young Ian Aiken in that last line of defence.
Done pretty well, mate.
He has done. Played an excellent game. Out wide he goes to Peter Dean, who'll score the first goal of the quarter, a very important one. Shane Robertson. Oh, Morris, the big thump away, will find Greg Deere. Tries to use the body, but there's a player to lend a hand. It's Peter Swab, a beautiful hand pass to Russo. Russo to Abbott. Abbott sets it up with a long one. Paul Deere ducks back, and Rees-Jones over the top, a 30-metre punch away. Silvani well out in front of Curran, and Silvani heads for the line and puts it over the line at half-forward for Hawthorn.
That was no different to what Langford did. You didn't comment that time.
What are you trying to say by that, Bob?
9 points the margin. Madden wins the tap down, picked up by Kennedy, who hooks the ball over the shoulder. Rodney Eade was being held by Bradley. Over the boundary line it goes, so a throw-in to take place virtually on centre wing, just down towards the half-forward line of Hawthorn, who lead by 9 points. Grabbed by Glascott. Nailey. Off the hands. Platten. The first goal, Peter, will be very, very important. Not forgetting that the winner of this game goes directly into the grand final and also gets the rest again next week.
I agree with you, Bob. It's most important to go, and there's a couple of sore players out there. It'll be important to have that week's break. Here's Hawthorn. Russo, a hand pass across to Loveridge. Loveridge straightens up. He fires. Brereton. Mark. Will he play on? I think he went to play on. And the Carlton crowd and the Carlton players think, let's see if he goes to play on. He marks. Now, watch. Oh, he wanted to, and he went and he slipped, and the umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. So you're a lucky boy, Dermott. But Dermott Brereton right on the boundary line now. I'm sure he'll run out and hook this in on the left foot. I think he should. He should run straight out and open up the goals here because it's an almost impossible angle. He's going for the banana. No, he's going to do that. The left foot, he's missed. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full. And instead he tried to run out and kick a straight kick. He should have hooked it in.
Official attendance today, 64,333.
Yes, I think it's a pretty good crowd too, or anything around about the 65,000 mark. Still that great pressure is on as Silvani brings it to half back, over the back. Hawthorn backing up beautifully. Rodney Eade going for the long torpedo punt. Some of the field kicking has been shocking today, and that's another one. Straight out of bounds on the full. But most important game, remembering the winner straight into the 1987 grand final.
John Dorotich has the bounce, loses it. Brereton comes across, takes it away from him, gets the hand pass in, slips with Swab, kicked off the ground. Peter Domenico is there, maybe caught one too high, and Alvin takes the ball away for Carlton. Up towards centre wing, Hunter out in front. The ball sliding across the boundary line. Morris quite happy to see it over there as well. Carlton players appealing for a free kick. Is Peter Domenico going to come off? No.
Well, Hawthorn have had enormous chances in this quarter. They've really blown it up forward, Bob.
Yes, they have. But then Carlton had plenty of chances in the second quarter when they kicked 1-9. Platten taps the ball wide to Morris. He gives it out to Jenke. Jenke's kick smothered by Hunter. The two big fellows, Madden and Deere, having an argument behind players. Johnson puts the ball high in the air. Punched on by Robertson. Morris takes it. Got the hand pass in. Nailey taps the ball on. Picked up by Swab. He gets the hand pass to Ayres. Ayres floats the ball in towards the centre. Punched away by Aitken. Russo, who's done well in this quarter, forces it forward. Dorotich does well, loses it. Aitken gives him good support. Aitken brings the ball out wide. Justin Madden leads in the race for the ball. It bounces favourably for him. Now he hooks the ball down towards the half-forward line. Two Carlton players to one. Bradley couldn't take it. Ayres puts a tackle on against Evans. Ayres slides after it, taps the ball back. It's just over the boundary line. A throw-in to take place.
Well, that man has got a heart as big as the grandstand here. He is fantastic, Gary Ayres. He had two men to beat then, and he just keeps battling away. A fantastic finals player, Gary Ayres. There's Nailey, who's been a great player. He's gold, has he? Oh, what a great attempt. Yes, it's a goal to the Blues.
Magnificent goal by Mark Nailey, and he's been a superb player since quarter time. In fact, since quarter time, he has been one of the best players on the ground. The replay shows Nailey grabbing it from the ruck, hooking it through, and John Platt was superb up to half-time, a little bit quiet since, and Nailey has gone on with his side of the game. 16 kicks, 6 handballs to Mark Nailey. He's been a superb player.
Well, back to the centre of the ground, and there's Nailey again. Oh, gee, the Hawks under pressure now. Peter Domenico to Curran and Silvani. Brereton's got it. A beautiful hand pass to Kennedy. Kennedy looking for Loveridge. He's got it. He brings it to Buckenara. Oh, but going back is David Rees-Jones. He doesn't mess around. He takes it through for a point. But the Hawks, this is similar to early in the game, except this time its roles are reversed. Hawthorn did all the attacking, can't put goals on the board, and Carlton went down and scored a goal through Nailey.
No mark taken that time as it's well taken away by Gleeson. Gleeson's got 3 teammates. He gives it on to Glascott. Glascott likewise to Bradley. Carlton coming forward from the point of the centre of the square. Bradley looks for Kernahan, and he takes a lovely mark. So Stephen Kernahan has the chance of putting Carlton in front by 2 points. 58-54 as Kernahan will line up. On replay we watch a fine mark to Kernahan, and they brought that away in excellent fashion, Carlton.
Beautiful football, in fact, by Carlton, but Hawthorn have to do something about their forward line. They've got only one player looks like firing up there, and that's Dermot Brereton. But Kernahan, as I've said right throughout the game, the key to the Carlton side. If he takes over, I feel that Carlton can win this game. Kernahan right in front for goal number 2. He kicks, and he has goal.
Stephen Kernahan kicks Carlton's 8th goal, his second, and it's 8-12 to 9-4. 20 scoring shots to 13 in favour of Carlton, and they hold a lead of 2 points. Gary Ayres has been brought right up the ground by Bernie Evans. Obviously a tactic as we watch the replay once again, and a nice mark to Stephen Kernahan. Approaching the 9-minute mark in the final term. 2 points to lead, held by Carlton as Justin Madden wins the tap down. Gleeson was coming through, couldn't take it. Nailey tries to get the ball forward. A pack forms, a push in the back has been paid, and Hawthorn will come out with a free kick to Peter Curran. Curran wanting to get the ball moving in a hurry, puts it wide. Paul Deere out there, and he takes a nice mark. Thrown to the ground, a 15-metre penalty will go. He won't take it, he gets it on to Morris. Morris will come forward, kicks from 50 metres out, goes towards goal. He's offline. 1 point the margin between the sides.
Well, you're surprised, Bob, that Hawthorn haven't tried Buccaneer. He's not getting a kick up forward in the centre of the ground.
Actually, I am surprised, yes.
Well, so am I. After best on the ground last week at the centre, and he's not getting a kick up forward, I'd be certainly tempted to play in there, because at the moment, here's a chance for Hawthorn. Platten to Dipier Domenico. Oh, he's bustled out of it by Nailey. Great play. Johnston heads for the boundary line. Dorotich off the ground. Brereton punches it back into play, and Nailey heads to the line. And Nailey has been a superb player. Mark Nailey, the South Australian. 10 minutes gone. Final quarter. Carlton in front by a point. Let's see what the Hawks can do. Greg Deere and Madden. Johnston still going in after it. Wayne Johnston kicks, and it bounces just over the line, halfway between centre wing and half forward flank for Hawthorn. The game at a very tense stage.
Tense it is. 1 point in favour of Carlton. 10.5 minutes have gone. Deere got rid of him. Swab takes it from the boot of Kennedy, puts it forward. Platten running back the wrong way, tapped it forward, tapped it another way. Kennedy does well to force the ball over the boundary line. Excellent defensive work by Michael Kennedy.
That was a fantastic contest, wasn't it, Bob? A back pocket player against a rover. Look at this. Platten did everything right then to try and get a free kick, and Kennedy superb.
From the throw-in this time, Madden in front, gets the tap. Dorotich takes it, tackled by Kennedy. Out to Dean, on to Elvin. Elvin puts a kick in towards the centre of the ground, looking for Hunter. Curran half back on Hunter at the moment. It's kicked off the ground by McKenzie. He goes after it, slips at the vital moment. Through comes Russo. Russo and Curran both there. Curran taps the ball on, looking for the big fella, who handballs too high for Swab. Swab sees it taken away by Bradley, and the ball goes long towards the forward line. Kernahan! Well, Langford has been superb all day, but watch Kernahan now. That's a great mark by Stephen Kernahan.
Well, as I said earlier, Bobby, he is the key to the Carlton side. They can beat Hawthorn if he fires, but he has to fire, I reckon, because he's the key up forward. He is a great mark, Stephen Kernahan, one of the best marks in league football. This will put the pressure on the Hawks if he kicks this, because they'll be 7 points in front. Steve Kernahan from 30 metres out directly in front. He kicks it, it's a goal.
3 goals to Stephen Kernahan, and the Carlton lead by 7 points. 66 to 59 as the hand pass was too high for Swab. Intercepted by Bradley, and the kick goes forward, and on replay, a glorious mark by the Carlton skipper, Stephen Kernahan. 66 to 59. 7 points the margin, held by Carlton. Johnson goes straight into the tackle too high against his opponent, and so we'll find the free kick going in the way of Rodney Eade. Eade right in the centre of the ground. Swings it wide, Dipier Domenico in the front, dives and takes the mark. Been a good move by Carlton. Elvin has quietened Dipier Domenico in that third quarter. Loveridge in the front position. Hooks it down towards Buccaneer and Reece Jones. The loose ball comes towards Platten. Can he pick it up? Aitken intercepts. Tucks there as well. The pack forms, and the umpire has got no choice as Collins comes on in place of big Greg Deere. And the bounce will take place 25 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. 13.5 minutes have gone. Madden against Paul Deere. Madden brings it down. The tackle against Swab. He cannot get clear. Had no chance of doing anything with it though. And so umpire Rowan Saws will bounce the ball once again. This time it's 15 metres out from the Hawthorn goal.
Well, 14-minute mark, final quarter. Can the Hawks get a goal? Brereton's in there. It's kicked off the ground, straight over the line, right next to that behind post. And the Blues have played very, very well. There's their VFL Park record. They've played 82, 155 and lost 26. So they played this ground pretty well. The big arms of Madden. Brereton brilliantly tapped it on. There's Silvani knocking it to Elvin. Elvin taps it on. Cleverly done. Was grabbed. Off the ground goes Tommy Elvin. Heads for the boundary line, and the Carlton supporters rise and cheered Tommy Elvin. There's Hawthorn's VFL Park record. That's pretty good also, as you can see. So
they're pretty similar.
They're very similar, and, well, two excellent sides in recent years. Can the Hawks come back? Tucker's there. Bernie Evans has made a big difference. Wayne Johnson's lifted his game. There's some trainer actually got in the way then. Dipier Domenico, a hand pass to Rodney Eade. Eade sets it up for the forward line. Can anyone take a mark? Little Platten was in there. He's still in there after it as players dive on the ball at the 50-metre line on Carlton's forward line.
Half forward line for Hawthorn. Carlton leading by 7 points. Justin Madden gets a big thump, but goes exactly where he wanted it to, over the boundary line. So the throw-in to take place midway between half-forward flank and forward pocket for the Hawks.
We must remember Greg Deere has been taken off, and so Madden will get nearly every hit out, Bob.
Robert Walls having a close look at the situation. Paul Deere wins the tap. Swab, can he keep it in play? He does. Gets it to Brereton. Brereton kicks it across the ground. Loveridge is there to take the mark. So Richard Loveridge, well, he's had a couple of chances. Can he kick this one? 7 points the margin is on replay. We see Brereton's kick come forward and Richard Loveridge getting away from Bernie Evans. The number 22 for the Hawks came on the ground after half-time. So Richard Loveridge goes goalward. It's a nice-looking kick. It's a goal.
Well, a lovely pressure goal that by Richard Loveridge. Don't ride off the Hawks. They always fight it out. They're now only 1 point behind the Blues. Look at Dermot Brereton, just gets his boot to ball. I think the sun got in the eyes of Bernie Evans. I think he misjudged it, couldn't see it, and Loveridge took a nice mark on the chest and a real pressure goal. 1 point the difference in favour of Carlton.
One point, the difference between the sides. 16 and a half minutes into the term. Madden wins the tap, but John Kennedy gets boot to ball. Straight to the opposition. It's missed that time by Dean. Brereton taps the ball wide. Intercepted by Johnston. Johnson drives the ball long, but coming at us. It's got to be a free kick. He's done a fine job, Paul Abbott.
He's been well on top of Sartori. He's been one of Hawthorn's better players.
So Paul Abbott favours the drop punt. Straight down the ground. Curran was in front. Taking it away is Gleeson. Gleeson puts the ball back towards half forward, and a lovely mark from behind to Craig Bradley. He's got two players down the ground, picks one of them out, and it's Warren McKenzie who has taken it 40 metres out from goal. Well, can Carlton answer that goal of Richard Loveridge? Been a great fight back by Carlton, because straight after half-time, the Hawks blitzed them and kicked 3 straight goals. Went to a 27-point lead as McKenzie goes goalward. Lovely kick, excellent goal.
Warren McKenzie started an interchange and he's kicked a lovely goal at a vital time. 7 points the difference in favour of the Blues. There's the mark of Bradley over the top of Ray Jenke. And Bradley's been a good player today for Carlton. In fact, they've probably had a lot more good players than what Hawthorn have, but Hawthorn are a great team. That was McKenzie, who was just on screen. 7 points the difference. Can the Hawks now come back? The centre of the ground. Hunter was grabbed. Play on, said the umpire. Oh, there's Eade. Loses it. Here's a chance. Bernie Evans, he's got it. He kicks. Goal, and the Blues.
2 goals to Bernie Evans, and it was a vital goal, that one, as it's 13 points to margin, so a minimum of 3 scoring shots required there as Bradley on replay. Hand passes over the top. Tried to be trapped that time by Eade. Intercepted. Bernie Evans comes through. It's been a good move by Robert Walls to have Bernie Evans play up the ground, taking Gary Ayres, making him run around the ground. In fact, at this stage, Evans is starting on the wing. 13 points the lead held by the Blues. Deere, Paul Deere that is, takes it away. Grabbed by Paul Deere, tried to get the hand pass in. Clayton's there, taken by Tuck. Smothered off the boot by Silvani. Silvani, a hand pass wide, puts his teammate under pressure. Dorotich picks it up, drives it long, out of the danger zone, into the centre of the ground. Couldn't be taken by Jenke. Kicked off the ground by Bradley. The Blues running hot as Bradley comes from the 50-metre line. Goes long down the ground. Hunter coming after him, and it's through for 1 point to the Blues.
Well, this is a real test now for Hawthorn. Some of those players look very tired. 65 to 79. Robbie Walls would be a very happy man at the moment. Peter Schwab on screen has taken the mark. 1972 second semi, there was a draw. Let's see if Hawthorn can come back. Let's hope we don't have a draw this year because, well, it would have been an extra week of football. Now, it's a free kick to Carlton on half-forward. It'd take a good effort now for Hawthorn to come back because we're at the 20-minute mark. There is time if they're good enough. Hunter has marked.
Beautiful pass.
Centre half-forward. It was a magnificent pass, and I think the Blues are right on top just as at this moment. It's been a magnificent fight back because, as Bob said before, after half-time it looked how far Hawthorn. 12 kicks, 7 marks and 2 handballs to Kenny Hunter. Has not kicked well today, but if he kicks this one, it's going to be a very, very difficult task for Hawthorn. Now there's the kick by Hunter, and it is offline. In fact, it hasn't quite made the distance. It's still in play. Satori's got it. Caught. Abbott to Loveridge. Loveridge gets it out of defence. Alvin and DiPierdomenico. That's been a good coaching move by Robert Walls, putting Alvin on to DiPierdomenico, who was on fire early. 21 minutes gone. The difference is 14 points, a decisive lead. They took off Greg Deere, and it's allowed Madden, of course, to dominate the hit-outs, but the Hawthorn players looking very tired. But I've got a feeling...
Pete, I know you've said it a couple of times now, but I think the way Bradley's playing at the moment, Hawthorn have got nothing to lose by throwing Buckenau into the centre.
I think that has been a very bad move by Alan Jeans to leave. Buckenau has not played well, so therefore they've been under pressure for all of this quarter, and halfway through the third quarter, they best on the ground in the centre last week. They must have tried him, Bob.
Well, they haven't done it, and this time Ayres comes through. Oh, strong play by Gary Ayres. Puts the kick towards centre wing. Silvani brought the ball down. Tuck comes through. Silvani tried to get the hand pass out. Does so now. Glascott puts the ball forward. Nailey tried to trap it. Couldn't quite do so. Abbott comes out for Hawthorn and drives the ball back towards centre wing. Madden over the top. Couldn't take the mark. Comes back towards Madden. Ayres in there as well. And a bounce will take place as umpire Clayton comes across to indicate that when these two players get up from it, very close. The kicks are 180 to Carlton, 184 to Hawthorn, but it's Carlton who lead by 14 points.
Well, even if Carlton win, I wouldn't mind betting they're going to meet again in a couple of weeks' time, Bob.
I would imagine so. Bradley once again. Nobody to kick it to, so he runs it round the boundary line. It just stays in. Abbott once again. This time he finds Loveridge. Hand pass from Loveridge to Tuck. Tuck now. A long kick in towards the centre. No mark taken, but it's Silvani who comes out with a tackle. Loses it in the back, according to the umpire.
Oh, ridiculous decision by Ian Clayton then. Absolutely ridiculous. I think you'd have to agree with that, Bob.
I thought it would have gone the other way.
So did I.
Silvani's got the loose man in Evans. Has made a big difference in this second half.
I'll say.
2 goals. As Bernie Evans goes short, Kennedy's out there on his own. Kennedy gets the lead. Punched away by Langford. Taken by... No, didn't take the Kernahan. Now he gets the hand pass to Kennedy. Kennedy out wide. Not Bradley. The opposite way was number 12, not 21. And so Gleeson puts it over the line, and a free kick will be going the way of Rodney Eade.
Well, time running out for the Hawks. I think they're in trouble. It's 23 and a half minutes. Last quarter, Eade, 13 kicks, 4 handballs. has been beaten today by Bradley. He has been well beaten. You'd have to say that Bradley's played a very good game. As we see Loveridge off the... Now there's Buckenara at last. Has been moved to the middle when probably the game's over. Now here's Di Domenico. Now it's Collins. Over to Di Domenico, who looks absolutely exhausted. Curran, Loveridge caught holding the ball. Oh. Yes, said the umpire. It's a free kick to Carlton. The Blues are playing superbly. Peter Dean, centre of the ground. Nayley has been superb. Almost best man on the ground, Mark Nayley. Goes wide to Glasgow. We must remember that this game last year, corresponding game, Carlton defeated Hawthorn. Hawthorn came out and won the flag. So maybe history will repeat itself. Maybe Carlton are a little bit better side this year and can go on with it. Let's see Evans. A wobbly kick to the pocket. Langford. No mark. Knocked on by Kernahan. Russo. To Loveridge. He'll certainly benefit by this hit out today. Richard Loveridge. He kicks wide, but it's all Carlton. Oh, some good shepherding that. In fact, it was illegal shepherding, said the umpire.
More than 5 metres away from the ball.
Yeah, well, that's Buckenara taking the kick and a 15-metre penalty. And he's been up in the centre for 1 minute and has had 2 kicks.
So Gary Buckenara. Quiet day. Buckenara puts the ball over the centre. Di Domenico was up. Kicked off the ground, though, by the Blues. That was by Nayley. The hand pass comes from Kennedy. Bradley and Eade. Eade forces it wide. Kicked off the ground by Mackenzie. Over the line it goes. The Blues will be happy with that. 25 and a half minutes gone. Time on. We're 30 seconds into time on. So the Blues, 14 points the leader.
Well, it looks like the Hawks will be back here next week to do battle against maybe the winner of, well, certainly the winner of tomorrow, Melbourne and the Sydney Swans. So they're getting plenty of practice. There's Buckenara again. Well, it hasn't taken Buckenara long to get into the play in the centre of the ground. Johnston really lifted his game in the second half, was a quiet player in the first, and he's a great finals player, Wayne Johnston. 26 minutes gone, final quarter, and I think there's an impossible task now for Hawthorn. Johnson is a great kicker for football. He is about 75 metres out from goal. He's going to the torpedo punt. It's a long, long kick, a very long kick, in fact, and it bounces through for a point. 11-14 to 10-5. Carlton have been the better side. They've had 25 scoring shots to 15, so I think that's a fair indication. 26 and a half minutes gone. Final quarter, the big arms of Justin Madden. He couldn't take the mark. Hawthorn still trying very, very hard. It's at centre half back, but there's a lot of tired boys out there, and particularly on the Hawthorn side, Bob.
Yes, I think Hawthorn would have liked to have had the rest next week, but it's Carlton who will have 2 rests during this final series, the way it's going, because we're 27 minutes into the quarter, and it's a 15-point margin, so Hawthorn would have to kick 3 scoring shots at least, and it's very, very hard to see that happening the way that Carlton are playing. 27 minutes gone. The bounce to take place just wide of the centre square. Bradley, been an excellent player for Carlton. Steadies, puts the ball out in front of Hunter. Couldn't take the mark. Swab, the hand pass looking for Tuck. Tuck was dispossessed. And umpire Rowan Saws comes in to indicate that he'll bounce the ball about 35 metres out from the Carlton goal. Carlton in 1986 were runners-up. Hawthorn, of course, premiers. Carlton almost certain to go directly into the grand final. Will Hawthorn be their opponents, or will it be Melbourne or the Sydney Swans? We'll know after next week as Tuck taps the ball on. Hunter takes it, puts the ball high in the air, not far enough for a mark, so the players just punch the ball on. The short kick comes out. Buckenara takes it. There's the siren. Carlton running out winners by 15 points. Final scores: Carlton 11-14-80, Hawthorn 10-5-65.
Well, a superb performance that by Carlton. That's all you can say against a very, very good opposition. There are the Carlton boys, very, very happy. The start of the third quarter, Start of the third quarter, they looked down and out. Hawthorn blitzed them in the first 10 minutes of the third quarter and were on fire. And look how far Hawthorn. Carlton had tremendous strength of character to come back and make it to another grand final. But I've got a feeling that the Hawks will, well, they'll gather up. They'll get Chris Mew probably back next week, and I think we'll see these two sides meeting each other again in a couple of weeks' time. That's just my opinion, I think, and we'll see another classic grand final. But
delighted Carlton players, as well they might be. Hawthorn led by 12 points at quarter time, 15 points at half time, 9 points at three-quarter time. Then in the last quarter, Carlton added 5 goals to 1 goal, 2 by the Hawks, and to see Carlton run out winners by 15 points. The Carlton boys congratulating each other. Wayne Johnston, Bernie Evans, Adrian Gleeson.
And gee, Evans, the little bloke's made a big difference. No, he played a superb game, and Evans really lifted them when he came on, Bob.
Very disappointed Hawthorn players, not on camera at the moment, but the way they came off the ground, you can see them there now, very dejected. Brereton, Di Domenico, Clayton, Morris, Buckenara coming through, and a very disappointed side. You were a bit surprised, Pete, that Buckenara did not go into the centre.
Not surprised, I was shocked that he wasn't playing in the centre. He was superb last week, and he did not play in the centre until the last 5 minutes of the game when it was all over. And, well, there are the Carlton boys in a happy Carlton group. Another grand final. Wayne Johnson, tremendous, and as usual, really lifted himself when the pressure needed to be applied. And Bernie Evans, an enormous game. And Steve Silvani kept Jason Dunstall out of it. Kenny Hunter, the evergreen Kenny Hunter, he was fantastic right from the start of the game with his great marking ability. And it was a top performance set by Carlton, and Robbie Walls reckons they've improved from last year, and I won't disagree with him. I really believe they have. But still, they've got another game to go. Full marks to Carlton today, and the chance to win another premiership. There's big Justin Matten, and at the final siren, a good win to the Blues. They won 11-14, a total of 80 to the Hawks, 10-5, 65.
And so Carlton go into the 1987 VFL Grand Final, and we'll look back at how they did it when we return to the VFL Sports Centre.